death. So 1 CP in the fight phase. Select one Heretic Astartes unit that was selected at a target of one or more in here, which I like. They actually did this for all these strats, but it says you fight on 3. It's a 3-up if they're Khorne. So Khorne keyword means they fight on death more frequently. So, oh, you can hear me, right? All right. Test, test, test. Can you hear me? Oh, okay.
It's not.
Maybe it's just a little button or something.
Yeah. Can you hear me now? Because now my this here's showing my mic on here. I'm not sure if they can hear me out there. All right. Said he was hearing Nick in his squeaky chair, but not me.
Squeaky chair.
Well, and the downside is the chat's delayed onto here, so if I do
All right.
something, it's not necessarily doesn't necessarily show up. I can't hear him tell me if it's working or not right away. But according to all right, now I just pulled it up on my phone. The actual YouTube comments, it shows up earlier. He says he can hear us now.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. So yeah, we had that. That fight on death is pretty strong.
Well, the only thought is if we didn't record anything they could hear, we might almost have to, because we're just in the strats, we might just have to start again real quick and just, otherwise they're just going to be staring at a blank video from before. Or they'll see the video, they just won't hear us, so. But now that we've read it, we can roll through that quick. So I just canceled the recording. We're still live, but we can just start the recording. I'm going to upload later. Anybody who watches live will see this, but when we do the actual video, it won't.
Okay.
So I'll just roll into the intro again. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Almost Functional. Got Nick back here. We're about to roll into the Chaos Marine Index. Chaos Space Marine Index. We're a couple minutes in when we realized we didn't have sound, so we're starting over. So we're gonna skim through this a little bit, but because we've read it once, but we're just give you the kind of give you the basics on it. So basically, you get the dark packs. You can choose one of your units and give them lethal hits or sustained hits every turn, anytime they activate. But after you do, you roll a dice. Or you take a leadership. If they fail, they take mortals. You can take up to 500 points combined of Berserkers, Rubric Marines, and Plague Marines, and they're listed in their specific data sheets. And then the detachment rule is basically you can choose to give your units God Word keywords or Undivided. And if you give them Khorne, while they're on the Dark Pact, they auto wound on 5s in the fight phase. Tzeentch auto wounds on 5s in the shooting phase. Nurgle explodes on 5s in the shooting phase, and Slanesh explodes on 5s in the combat phase. And if you're Undivided, while you have it packed up, you just gain reroll hits of 1. Khorne can't join Psychers, and characters have to, if they can't join a unit that has a different keyword than them. And then we're down into the strats. Infernal Rites is basically Armor of Contempt, so neg 1 AP coming in, but it's 2 CP. And then I think we were on, we were just getting ready to do, I think I was on Profane Zeal is shooting and fight phase, 1 unit from your army. Oh yeah, they get to reroll hits of 1 and wounds of 1, and if they're Undivided, they get to reroll all hits and all wounds. and so that's a pretty nice strat. It's only one CP.
Yeah, yeah. For any unit, really good.
Yeah. All right, and then we're on to the Eternal Hate. Nick, you want to give us that one?
Okay. Yeah. So one CP for this is one CP. Any unit fights on death on a 4-up. It's in the fight phase, of course. And then if you have that if that unit has the corn keyword, it's fight on death on a 3-up instead. So pretty good. Not guaranteed that it happens, but probably good on unit infantry. Corn obviously good on corn berserkers, stuff like that. Stuff like that.
Well, yeah, I think a lot of the bunch of these strats are going to be better on certain god keywords.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what happens with the next three strats. I can go over the
All right, if you want to, yeah, go ahead.
there's the next three are actually they have a Zinch, Slanesh, and a Nurgle specific effect. So I like how they did this because these strats are still good, but then if you have the god, they just get even stronger. So the Zinch one is called Skin Shift. It's one CP command phase. Your unit regains 3 lost wounds. It's any unit. None of these have any restrictions on what it can be used on. Just any Chaos Space Marines. Additionally, if it's Zinch, you can restore a destroyed model to the unit as well. So this is really good. This is really good on scenario play. So the reason is because this happens before you would roll your battle shock. So if you're worried about a unit potentially having to roll for battle shock and you don't want to risk it, you could just spend the CP to heal them, which is better than it's better than using Insane Bravery or CP reroll or something like that after you fail.
Yeah.
So this is pretty strong. I like that for the mission play. The next one is the Slaneshi one. Basically, pick a unit in the movement phase. Until the end of the turn, the unit's eligible to shoot and declare a charge after falling back. And then additionally, if it's a Slanesh unit, you can do all the above as well as advance and charge. So this is basically 1 CP advance and charge. Make them Red Corsairs, I guess. So
Yep.
pretty strong. And then the last one, I really like this last one too. So the last one is Dark Obscuration for using the opponent shooting phase, 1 CP strat. So use after you've been targeted. Until the end of the phase, you get the stealth ability, which is -1 to hit. And then additionally, if it's Nurgle, the unit can only be targeted if they're within 12. So they get basically lone operative on a Nurgle unit.
Gotcha.
So there's no restrictions on this. So this could definitely go on stuff like a big Terminator unit. It could probably go on like untargetable.
All right. Oh,
Very strong.
all right. Cool. Yeah, and
So
then
we've really got 5. I would say 5 out of 6 of those stratagems are real strong. So the Armor of Contempt for 2 probably isn't great, but the other 5 are probably will all see play.
yeah, yeah. The only downside is if you wanted to play generic Marines and key into a specific god, you're limited on.
Right, right. Because yeah, Slaves of Darkness definitely is going to benefit from like having a soup of gods. Yeah, for sure. Okay, D3. So it's not damage. It's just attacks and strength. I guess it's okay. Not great. Next one is Eye of Zinch. Uh, Zinch model only. Each time the Bears unit makes a Dark Pact, take a leadership test. If passed, you gain a CP. So this is interesting. So you take a leadership test in addition to the other leadership test you took for the Dark Pact. So you would actually take 2 leadership tests. Being able to gain CP is very, very strong because of how limited we are on CP. Because you're capped at 15. I think it's 15 max per game. because innately you'd really only have 10 if you just play the game without this ability. So yeah, this has a good interaction with it's good if you're able to reroll leadership tests pretty strong, as it really increases the chances that you'll get the CP.
Yeah, yeah. And anytime you can
So
gain a CP, it's really nice.
yeah, this is better than the one that T Suns had, because when I looked through Thousand Suns, they only had one way to gain CP, and it's not what you expect. It's something silly. it's
Oh,
it's
nice.
it's much worse than this. So
Gotcha. And they actually have 5. Most people only have 4. So, but I guess because
yeah.
they gave one to each god in Undivided. So the next one is Nurgle. At the end of the fight phase, roll 1d6 for every enemy unit within 6 of the bearer. Add 1 to the result if the bearer's unit made a dark pact that phase. On a 4 plus, that enemy unit suffers d3 mortal wounds. So that's nice.
Okay, so you're definitely gonna do the dark pack, so that would be like on a 3-up.
Yeah.
That's cool. It's like a 3-up smite that hits everything within 6.
The only downside with this is Nurgle's Dark Pact is for shooting.
Oh yeah, and this is the end of the fight phase, so you'd have to
And
pack
you have
in
to
the
be
fight.
within 6, yeah. So you
That's
had to
right.
have
Yeah.
done it. I guess you could choose to do it in the fight phase, even though. I mean, it still gives you the generic bonus, it just doesn't give you the Nurgle bonus.
Yeah, and this is a relic. Like you have to pay for this, so you'd
Yeah.
you'd want to put this on like a Nurgle fighting character, I guess.
Yeah. If
I
this
don't
was
know.
on if this was Corner Slanesh, I'd really like it.
Yeah, this is probably not so good.
No.
All right. So Slanesh, I like what I see here. So Slanesh model only, intoxicating elixir, no pain. Additionally, each time the bear shoots or fights, if the bear's unit made a dark pact this phase, after the bear has resolved those attacks, select one enemy unit that's hit by one or more attacks. That enemy unit must take a battle shock test.
That's nice. So you
That
get to feel no
seems
pain, but it's for.
that seems pretty good.
Alright, so it doesn't go to his unit, it looks like just he gets to feel no pain. We've put that on like a demon prince or something. That's not bad. But anytime you can cause extra battle shock is nice. Then the
Oh
next one,
yeah. Oh, it's only the bear. It's only the model. Okay. Okay.
yeah. But if it's on like a demon prince or something that's running by itself, that might be okay. But even so, even without the feel no pain, just causing battle shocks is nice.
Yeah.
Uh,
Not bad.
then you got the undivided one is each time the bearer's unit makes a dark pact, that unit's weapon gain lethal hits and sustained hits one ability into the phase instead of just one. That's nice. So they gain both, and they'll get reroll ones for being undivided anytime they do a pact.
Interesting. Okay. And that goes on the undivided character. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what like undivided character we would see necessarily, but I guess we'll find out.
Well, you can give any of the characters a keyword. None of them come with a keyword. So you could take a Terminator Lord, give him undivided, stick him in a unit undivided
Oh yeah.
Terminators, and all the Terminator shots and/or combat weapons, depending on how you equip them, have auto wound on sixes
Oh
and
right.
explode on sixes.
Oh yeah. Because it's the whole unit.
Yep.
Yeah, that seems pretty good.
And then they're also getting reroll ones. So that's the nice thing about this is there may be a few that are auto marked, but most of the units you choose what you want to give them for marks.
Yep. Oh yeah, because this would go really good on like a buff character, like a Master of Possession or something. That
Yep.
seems really good. So cool. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
All right. First off, they're giving us Abaddon. So he's a movement 5, T5, 2-up save. But last edition he was more like a Primarch. Now he's just. But he's got the Talon of Horus, which is
He still hits really hard.
yeah, he got Talon of Horus, which sustained hits 1, 4 attacks, strength 5, negative 1, 2 damage. And then when we first saw the status sheet, we didn't know about the extra wounds keyword, so people were thinking he got all these attacks. But he basically gets to choose one of these two weapons. He's got Drakian, and they're both devastating wounds, which is 8 attacks, strength 14, negative 4, 3 damage, and then Talon of Horus, which is 14 attacks, strength 7, negative 3, 1 damage. But that's still a solid profile.
Yeah, that's a good profile.
And then he gets Dark Destiny. Each time this model makes a Dark Pact and does not fail the resulting leadership test, roll 1d6. On a 2-up, you gain a CP. So that's pretty nice. At Leadership 5, he won't fail Dark Pacts very often. And then in your command phase, you can pick one of the abilities over here to be active. While a friendly heretic is starting unit within 6 of this model, each time a model that unit makes an attack, you can reroll the hit rolls. So just an aura of reroll all hits. Then
Oh
he
wow.
has
Yeah.
the other one is another aura, which is friendly heretics that starts infantry or mounted unit within 6, get a 4-up invul. And then he has
Yeah.
Lord of the Traitor Legion. So all three are auras. While a friendly
These
unit
are really good.
heretic starts within 6 of this model, you can reroll leadership and battle shock tests taken for that unit. Yeah, I think his once per his command phase abilities are better than the other guy's abilities. So that
Yeah.
almost makes up for what he lost in stat line and the fact that he can join units.
Yeah. This seems really strong because he hits like on the same level as Primarch, and he still has 9 wounds. He doesn't have that toughness value,
Yep.
but also you have to factor in that he joins a Terminator.
Regular
Terminators are
Marines, yeah. Or like elite Marines or something. But yeah, so they basically,
yeah
yeah. So that's
yeah
fine,
you
yeah,
have him
because,
in a Terminator unit.
oh, absolutely. Yeah, he looks big enough next to Terminators. You remember how big he'd look if you put him next to regular Marines in the unit?
Yeah, because he's on a Dreadnought base after all. So
You have to put him in the front, string them behind like a mama duck.
yeah, I like that. I like that 4-up invuln save rule because a lot of the CSM stuff just doesn't have an invuln save,
Yep.
like your chosen and your legionnaires and so on. So having this aura, I mean, this could even affect like cultists or like
Oh,
a
yeah.
land raider or something like that. So maybe we know land raiders T12, so
Yeah.
potentially having your land raider with a 4-up invuln would be really good because
Well, no,
there's
it's
this aura.
infantry and mounted only.
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Uh,
Well, at least the reroll hits is everything.
yeah, yeah. And then he must be your warlord. But if you're taking Abaddon, he's not your warlord. What are you doing?
Yeah, so he's pretty good. Definitely good.
Yep.
All right, it looks like the next one, Harkin World Claimer. So he's no longer. Oh yeah, something to note here is previously these characters were Black Legion. They're no longer Black Legion. Um, so Abaddon still has all the characters. He's got every God keyword as well as Chaos Undivided. Um, and then Harkin is not Black Legion, but he's specifically Chaos Undivided.
Yep.
Um, so as far as he's basically a jump. Let's see, he's a jump character. He's kind of like He's a raptor. He's move 12, fly, 3-up save, 4-up invuln. He's got the Hell Spear, assault, sustained hits 3, hits on 2, strength 8, -3, 3 damage, but only one shot. And then he's got 1 extra attack with the spear. So the talent is 6 attacks, precision, hits on 2s, strength 5 -2, 2 damage, and then the Hell Spear is 1 extra attack, strength 8. So he hits it's the same profile as the Throne Spear.
Gotcha.
Okay, so they made that spear a little stronger.
Yep.
-3, 3 damage is pretty good.
Yeah. And it gets lance.
So so +1 to wound on the spear as well.
Yep.
So yeah, so that means he'll wound a Terminator on 2s. Pretty good.
Yep.
So he can actually only join Raptors. So
Yeah.
let's see. This guy seems pretty cool. He's got 2 abilities here. So while he's leading a unit, if they end a charge, select enemy unit within engagement range of the model's unit, roll d6 for each model in this model's unit. On a 4-up, they suffer immortal. So this is the standard jump pack, damage dealing rule. We saw this on Assault Marines and stuff.
Yeah.
So pretty good. Other one is Herald of the Apocalypse. 1 enemy unit is within 6 of this model. 6-inch aura. In the battle shock step of your opponent's command phase, if that enemy unit is below starting strength, it must make a battle shock test. So
This ability cannot cause the unit to take 2 battle
I
shocks
see.
in the same phase.
I see. So it forces them to battle shock when they normally wouldn't.
Yeah.
That's
This is the first time I've seen them
nothing
specifically
too
call out
crazy.
you can't make them take 2. I haven't seen that called out anywhere else because everybody's been saying when you have an ability like this, they have to take 1 for starting strength and half strength. Or like the Tyrannid one, you can wait till after they take all their battle shock to make their whole army take them again, even if they already did. This is the first time I've seen it called out.
That's true. That is kind of because the NID one you could definitely use it after they've already rolled their battle shock step.
Well, I was wondering if the commentary was going to be like something like, "Hey, you can only take 1 battle shock per phase" or something. But the fact that it's written so many other places to possibly do it and not called out, and this one is, that makes you think that, well, maybe it is intended to make people have to double battle shock. And in other places, not this one because it specifically can't.
It's a little bit strange. I'm not sure.
Yep. Then yeah, he
Yeah.
just joins Raptors. He's epic
All
hero.
right.
Next we got Huron Blackheart. He's also Chaos Undivided. Uh, T4, 5 wounds, Thrip save. He's got the Tyrant Claw, which ignores cover in Torrent. 12-inch range D6, strength 6, neg 1, 1 damage. Weapon 6 attacks, 5 up to hit, neg 2, 2 damage. Tyrant Claws is 10 attack, strength 4, neg 2, 1 damage. And then these the Tyrant of Badab. While this model is leading a unit, add 1 to the objective control characteristics of the model in that unit. That's always nice. And then Red Corsairs. After both players have deployed their armies, you can select up to 3 Heracles Astartes infantry units from your army and redeploy them. When doing so, those units can be placed into strategic reserve regardless of how many units are already in strategic reserves. That's really nice.
That's good.
Yeah, and then he's got Hamadre's Knowledge, which is a psychic attack. Yeah. Once per battle, when an enemy unit ends a normal or advance or fallback move within 9 of this model's unit, this model's unit is not within engagement range of 1 or more enemy units. It can make a normal move of up to D6. And he's got a 4-pin bow. Alright, so he's got a little bit of stuff in there. And then he can join Chosen or Legionnaires. But plus AC is good. Free deploying is always nice. And then just the free move is okay. Well, I'm not sure if that's as good as the other 2 rules.
And not bad. It depends on how good the units are that you could redeploy, I guess.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, it's interesting. This guy actually he has a psychic ability, but he's not a psyker. Like he doesn't have the psyker keyword.
That's true.
It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
All right. So next one is the Demon Prince. So this is the Demon Prince on foot. Movement 8, T10, 2 up save. 10 wounds, leadership 6, OC 3. So pretty standard Demon Prince profile, I think. They gave all the Demon Princes a gun because you'll see these across all the Chaos Codexes now. They've all got their own little versions with basically the same stat line, not a whole lot of difference. The Infernal Cannon is basically like a heavy bolter. Range 24, 3 attacks, hits on 2s, strength 5, -1, 2 damage. So it doesn't have the sustained hits, unfortunately, but it's essentially a heavy bolter.
Yeah.
The profile, I think they've maybe toned this down a little bit. So the sword, it basically just there's no more sword or axe. I think it just counts as Hellforged weapons.
Yeah.
So they basically just combine the claw, the sword, the axe all together into one profile.
Yeah.
The profile on this is it's got a strike and a sweep, which is good. So he's got a little bit more versatility. 6 attacks, so weapon skill 2, 6 attacks with the strike, strength 8, -2, 3 damage.
Yep.
So basically equivalent to where it was before. Blessing Aura, well, Heretic Astartes infantry unit is within 6. Bottleneck unit, they have the benefit of cover.
Yep.
That's good. That's really good for Chaos.
Well, so if you got him and
the other one is
Abaddon, they're going to be getting cover and a 4-up if they're all near each other. Infantry.
Oh yeah, that's true. Each time this model shoots or fights, while resolving those attacks, you can reroll 1 hit roll and 1 wound roll. So nice. That's shoot or fight. So it makes this heavy bolter pretty good, I think.
Yeah, and it's both.
Oh, it's yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. So that's going to make his gun pretty consistent.
Oh,
absolutely. That's a great.
And you can give.
He's only making kind of a limited number of attacks.
And you can give it the sustained hits like the heavy bolter. All you have to do is take a Dark Pact.
Yep. Cool.
So that's what we got to remember. All these weapons we look at, anytime you want, they have either lethal hits or sustained hits.
Yeah. For sure, and I think you'll definitely do that all the time because it's just such a strong ability.
Yeah. And here's the
another thing here is.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, they baked his demonic allegiances all into one profile instead of doing 4 different profiles. So, Corn keyword is +2 strength, so that'll bump his strike up to strength 10.
Yep.
So definitely he'll enter like the vehicle monster killer territory.
Yep.
So Corn is definitely a good one. Zinch is +3 to the attacks characteristics of the gun. So
Yep.
the gun basically becomes a double infernal cannon.
Yep.
It's interesting. Um, Demon Prince of Nurgle is +1 toughness, so he goes to T11. So he really hits that like big monster
Yep.
toughness. Still on a 60 mil base, so
Yeah.
it's the new he's always been on a Dreadnought base, right?
I think so, as long as I can
I'm
remember.
pretty sure. Yeah, so it's cool. It's cool having like T11 models on a small base like that because for example, we know that like a Bloodthirster and a Lord of Change and all that, all the big monsters, big demons in this game are all T11 now. So having having the small Nurgle guy at the same toughness as the big guy, it feels good.
Yep.
Um, and then Slanesh is just +2 move.
Yep.
Move has it moving up to 10, but if you wanted him to be fast, you'd probably just give him wings anyway.
Yep.
So.
All right, and then that's the next one we roll into is Demon Prince with Wings. He gets 12-inch move, and he goes down to T9. Other than that, the weapons and the God abilities are exactly the same. So he's actually T14 if you gave him Slanesh. Then his other rules are different though. He's got demonic destruction. Each time this model ends a charge move, select one enemy unit with engagement range of it. Roll 1d6 for each of these models' remaining wounds. For each 4+, that enemy unit suffers one mortal wound to a maximum of 6. So basically, however many wounds he has less, that's how many dice you roll.
Oh,
And then
wow.
each time this model ends a normal or advanced move, select one enemy unit it moved over. During that move, that unit must take a battle shock test. So if he flies over something, he can make it take a battle shock test. Oh yeah, if you make him corn, so pop him up to the
10
strength
mortals
10,
if you
then
roll hot.
charge him into something big, pop off the mortals if he's at full strength. That's 5 mortals average, and
Yeah,
then you hit him with the sweep. Like you'll kill most vehicles.
and that yeah, and that's like an average of 5 mortals in the charge step.
Yeah.
So it's not in the fight phase either.
No.
It seems pretty strong.
Well, that's another thing. If you're charging somebody who has fight first, you can do mortals before they even get to swing, even though they would normally get to swing before you. So if you charge into like a little like unit that has fight first, but they're like single wound
Fight
models,
first.
you could kill a bunch of them
Yeah,
first.
yeah. I would like. Oh, never mind. It's not. I was gonna say precision on that would be really good, but that doesn't. It doesn't work like that because
No.
it's not an attack.
No.
So. All right. Hey, the next one. I played this model a lot. Fabius Bile. So this is like the surgeon guy. So he's a special character. Chaos Undivided. So he comes with a surgeon acolyte. So he's pretty standard stat line. He's like movement 64, 3-up save, 5 wounds, OC1. So this guy, he does some like enhancements on the warriors. So he's got it's called enhanced warriors. Of course, I don't know. It represents him like experimenting or something.
Yep.
So he's a leader. He can attach to chosen or legionnaires, and then if he's attached at the start of the battle, until the end of the battle, add +1 to the strength characteristic of his bodyguard unit, and add +1 to the toughness. So that's pretty good. That's kind of like Zabile, kind of like.
Yep. Wait, Bile makes creations of Bile?
Um,
That's weird.
Yeah, yeah, right. Um, so once per turn, when an attack is allocated to a model in this unit, you can change the damage characteristics of that attack to 0. Let me see.
That's nice. We saw that. I've seen that on some other characters, but it's normally only on the character. He gets to do it for the unit.
That's the whole unit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay, interesting. So the surgeon kind of takes a hit, and then the last one is the chirurgeon. I don't know how to pronounce that. The first time Fabius Bile is destroyed, roll d6 on a 2-up, set it back up as close to as possible where it was at the end of the phase. Or does it say end of phase?
Let's see. Model destroyed. Roll d6 as close as possible to where it was destroyed. Nothing even models with full wounds remaining. It doesn't say end of phase, so that might
That's
be.
not good. That's not good.
Unless that's so, they may fix that with a typo, but otherwise he pops right back up. So, but not with an engagement range. If they kill him in combat, you're fine because you pop up and they can't attack you again.
Yeah.
But if it's in shooting and you pop up and they still have
Oh.
shots.
Okay, and he comes back. Oh, so he doesn't. This guy doesn't have an invuln save. but he comes back with full wounds remaining on a 2-up. So this
Yep.
guy just resurrects. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
And he does have a 5-up feel no pain, so I don't think he's hard to kill. But as for his other abilities, he's got a three shot pistol, or his weapons here. He's got Zyklos Needler. It's a 3-shot pistol, range 18, hits on 2s. It's strength 2, but it's anti-infantry 2+. That's pretty good.
Yep.
AP -1 and 2 damage. So that's actually very consistent. Hit on
Yep.
2s, win on 2s. So this is kind of a marine killer.
Mm-hmm.
So his other stuff, he's got like a cane, Rod of Torment, strength 5 -1 3 damage.
Yep.
3 damage on that's pretty nice. And he's got 2 extra attacks with the Chirurgian, which is like, I guess it's his backpack. Strength 4, AP 0, 1 damage. So probably not a fantastic combat character.
No.
But I think no. So the enhanced doesn't buff himself anymore. It used to apply to himself, but now it specifically says the bodyguard.
Yep.
So
But that's fine. He makes everybody around him better, which isn't bad, and then he can zero their damage. So he's just there to make the unit tougher. He's not necessarily there to do a lot of damage himself. Although 6 attacks with 3 damage, I mean, normal Marine type stuff, he'll do some work on that.
he's interesting. I kind of like the idea of giving him lethal hits, just because he's got a 2 damage pistol and a 3 damage melee weapon.
Yeah.
So he'll probably be good. Dark packs to lethal hits. He's pretty decent overall.
Yeah, and then he can join Chosen and Legionnaires.
Yep.
Oh, wait, is this the Dark Angel book? Alright, so next up we got Cypher. He's got a move 6, T4, 5 wounds, 3-up save, OC1.
Oh, he doesn't have the fallen keyword anymore. Jeez.
Yeah, so he's got Cypher's bolt pistol with the assault pistol, sustained hits 1, 6 attacks, strength 4, -1, 1 damage. He's got Cypher's plasma pistol, which is assault pistol, sustained hits 1, 3 shots, strength 8, -3, 2 damage. And then combat weapon, 6 attacks, strength 4. Oh, this is a generic combat weapon. Lone operative. Yep. He's got Agents of Discord. Once per battle after your opponent uses a stratagem, if this model's on the battlefield, he can use this ability. If it does, also he got the Vect. He can increase the stratagem cost for once for.
Oh, he's got the Vect.
Yep.
Yes.
And then I've seen one in most armies. Then guns blazing. Each time an enemy unit is selected to shoot, if one or more of those attacks
T-Sons doesn't have it, unfortunately.
Yeah. If one or more of those units attack a friendly Heretic Astartes unit within 3 inches of this model, after that enemy unit has finished making its attack, this model can shoot as if it were your shooting phase, but when doing so, it must target only that unit and only if it is an eligible target. So you shoot something near him, he gets to shoot back at you.
Oh yeah, and he's a lone operative, which is good. I think that interacts really nicely, because he can't be targeted unless they're within 12, right?
Correct.
Oh, but then his guns are ranged 12.
Yeah.
So.
Yes.
Wait, how does that work?
For him to shoot you, you have to be close enough to shoot him.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of an unfortunate interaction, I guess.
Yeah. But I guess he's a friendly unit too, so I guess if they shoot him, he could shoot back. But
Yeah, that's true.
We got a Mexwork in the chat said a Rod of Torment. You mean Old Man Stick?
Yeah, it's otherwise known as the Pimp Cane.
Yeah. And he's also saying that his Chaos Knights don't have a Vect.
Can you zoom in on that Pat Fabi style face? Because he kind of looks like the Jesse Ventura of 40K.
Look at this. Hold on. He absolutely does.
So Cypher, I don't know. Maybe if Cypher's cheap enough, I mean, maybe you could just take him just for the Vex. But I don't. We'll find out. The guns blazing probably isn't so good.
No. It sounds cool, but yeah, it's like not. All right, so
Oh, and he's not Chaos Undivided either. That sucks.
no, that he is Chaos. Dark Angel confirmed.
All right. Well, yeah. He's the fallen. He's fallen and Dark Angels. He
Yeah,
even has a Dark Angels belt. You can see it on his model. Like
yeah,
he should be OC1 when he's battle shocked. That's stupid. He doesn't have that role.
yeah.
Uh,
All right, so then on to
all
the
right.
next one.
Yep. So we got Master Possession. Looks like all right. So it looks like they changed this guy a little bit. So he's a leader. He's a leader. He attaches to chosen legionnaires and possessed. So possessed are the big like 40 mils.
Yep,
This guy he's T4 3-up save, 5-up inwell now.
that's nice.
Oh yeah, because he's demonkin. Oh, interesting. He doesn't have demonkin or demon keyword at all. So he used to be a demonkin and now he's just a regular infantry. Uh, his movement went up from 6 to 8, so he got faster. Wonder why they did that.
I wonder if
Um,
anything. I wonder if Demonkin is even still a keyword. I guess we'll see when we get further down.
yeah, they might. I guess they might have gotten rid of it. Um, so he's got some psychic attacks. So his psychic is called Rite of Possession, range 18. So this is pretty cool. It hits 2 attacks, hits on threes, strength 4, -3, 2 damage. That's good. That's a good profile, better than
Yeah.
Smite. It's anti-psyker 2-up
Ooh.
with pistol and precision on the psychic attack. So he's a psyker. That's really strong. And the anti 2-ups that we've seen have all been, those are all really strong abilities. He wounds. That means if he pops this into like a Magnus or something, I believe he would wound Magnus with this on a 2.
Yeah, if Magnus has the
Uh,
Psychic keyword.
right, because there's no more denies anymore because
Yeah, there's no.
psychic is just range attacks now.
But we'll see when we get into Thousand Suns. I have a feeling Magnus might have some sort of feel no pain against mortal or against psychic attacks or something.
Oh, he's -1. He's -1 damage. So this would only deal 1 damage against him really. So
All right. Yeah.
still interesting though.
Yeah, it's all right.
And then his staff is also anti-psyker 2-up, strength 6 -1 D3 damage. So that's
Yeah.
about what you'd expect.
Yeah. So
Um,
if you get him into a Psyker army or into a Psyker, he's going to do real damage. The rest of the time, it's still solid, like 2 damage or 3 damage with strength 4 and
yeah,
strength 6. You got to get the wound through. Like if you do get the wound though, the AP and the damage are really nice.
yeah, and because he's still anti-psyker on both profiles, like when you launch the focus switch fire, you're really just getting an extra damage, so damage 3.
Yep.
So you could potentially, if they don't save it with the -3, you potentially pop off 6 damage into a psyker. I mean, 6 damage is going to kill like any psyker character. So
Yeah.
this guy is actually that's pretty deadly. That's a little bit stronger than a lot of the things we've seen.
Oh yeah.
So he's got 2 abilities here. Demonkin Psychic. So while he's leading a unit, add 1 to advance and charge for the unit. That's really good. And models in the unit have a 6-up feel no pain. So wow. So it's actually that. So it's called Demonkin. So it implies that he's making that unit he's leading Demonkin. That's a really good ability. It's two really strong things.
Yeah.
The next thing is the Sacrificial Dagger. Once per phase, when this model is selected to shoot or fight, it can use this ability. Once per phase. If it does, this model's unit suffers 1 mortal wound, and until the end of the phase, each time this model makes a psychic attack, add 1 to the hit roll and wound roll. So, wow. So that means, yeah. So basically, every time he shoots or fights, he hurts his unit, but then he's +1 to hit and wound in combat and shooting.
Yeah.
Oof.
Well, now you can choose to do it though. You don't have to do it.
Yeah.
Choose and now +1 to wound. That's might as well be like strength 8 or 9 or something at that point. So that's in certain situations I could do it, especially if he's with someone who's got a bunch of wounds and possibly a feel no pain or something. Then you risk doing it because you might not even lose it.
Yeah, and I like this guy's anti-psyker because we're seeing a lot of really strong psyker models, and then yeah, he'll up to T11, like he'll wound them on a 4
Yeah.
if they're like if he went to, I don't know, there's no really T11 vehicles, but
Yeah.
maybe a
Well, rhinos and stuff
yeah.
for
So this guy
T11, I think.
they're like T9 I think, but
Oh.
their monsters are T11,
Gotcha.
and then vehicle like medium tanks like a gladiator is T10.
Yep.
T10, like a Plague Wars Crawler is like T10.
Yep. The Vindicator
So
was
yeah,
the
this guy's really
Vindicator
good. This is
T11. I don't
also
remember. I've never seen T11 somewhere, but
yeah,
yeah,
he's
maybe.
Vindicator's T11. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So he could go over like Bop a Vindicator and Wounded on fours. That's pretty good.
Cool. All right, and then we have your regular Chaos Lord. He's move 6, T4, 3 up save, 5 wounds, leadership 6, OC1, bolt pistol, plasma pistol. He has an accursed weapon, which is 6 attacks, strength 5 2, 1 damage, chain sword, demon hammer, devastating wounds, 5 attacks, strength 8 2, 2 damage, and a power fist. Once per battle,
Demon Hammer.
yeah, it's probably just a thunder hammer. Once per battle
Yeah, it
round, one
is.
unit from your army with this ability can be targeted with strategy resistance P. So he's got same as the Space Marine captains. And then Chance for Glory. Once per battle at the start of the fight phase, this model can use this ability. If it does, until the end of the phase, improve the strength, attack, armor penetration, and damage characteristics of melee weapons equipped by this model by 1. So once per battle, he can just pump himself up. So that's not horrible, though that zero stratagem thing is always nice. And then he can
Battle. Yeah.
join.
So I guess if he pumps, he's gonna
Yeah, go
he
ahead.
would have the Demon Hammer, right? So he would be strength 9, 6 attacks, AP 3, damage 3.
Yep.
So it's not amazing, but it's pretty good.
No, but he's just like your little foot captain that's joining Chosen and Legionnaires. Like this, like just generic
Oh yeah.
foot spaceman captain. This isn't like your big Terminator. Like so, for that, if he's around 80 to 100 points or whatever they normally cost those little guys at, that's not horrible. With the
Yeah,
zero
if he was 80
CP
points,
strat,
that'd be real good, I think.
yeah. But
Yeah, and he's a four pin one.
yeah, I mean you're probably gonna take the one in Terminator armor or something anyway. But and that's the next one we got. So just T5, 2 up save, 6 wounds. Uh, he can take a chain fist, and he can take a paired accursed weapons, which are twin linked. 7 attacks, strength 5 2, 1 damage. Exalted weapon, power fist. He's also got the 0 CP thing. But then his thing is formerly resilient. Each time attacks allocated to this model have the damage characteristic of that attack. Once again, it's targeted to model, so it's only attacks that hit him. And then he can join Terminator squads. Yeah, just your generic Terminator character. Solid, not amazing, not bad. If he's pointed appropriately, you throw him in your squad of Terminators, and having a free stratagem is always nice.
Yep, yep. Um, and then the sorcerer, uh, basically no invuln save, regular T4 3 up save. Infernal Gaze is range 24, psychic shooting, D6 attacks, hits on 3, strength, and then the focused is +1 strength, +1 AP with devastating wounds. So it's just pretty average.
Yeah.
He's a leader again for the same units, chosen Legionnaires. We've seen this on like everything so far.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, other than the Terminator captain. Yep.
yeah. Well, he's leading a unit. Each time an attack targets that unit, -1 to hit.
That's nice.
So, not bad. Each time this model selected a shoot or fight after resolving the attacks, select one enemy unit hit by one or more of the psychic attacks. They must make a leadership test, and then if they fail, it's D3 mortal wounds. I don't know, probably that's not so. It's kind of like a double smite, I guess.
Yeah, that's okay if they fail.
Not,
If this said Battle Shock, so you're risking Battle Shock and Mortals, that'd be way stronger.
yeah, it's just a regular old leadership test, so that's not
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah, so either they take the Mortals or nothing. All right, that's fine. And then
So a
he
little
joins
boring.
Chosen and Legionnaires.
And then not so good. Sorcerer and Terminator armor.
Yeah.
It's basically got all the same stuff, but he's a 2-up, 4-up, T5 Terminator profile. Yeah. He's got the 4 staff, strength 6 -1 D3, 4 attacks. It looks like his psychic is exactly the same. Infernal Gaze. He's got 3 abilities. So warp time. While leading a Terminator unit, he can only lead Terminator units.
Yeah.
You can reroll advance rolls and charge rolls.
That's nice.
Interesting, probably good for Slanesh, I would say, because Slanesh is going to have advance and charge, I think, with a strat.
Yeah.
So that's
well,
actually
reroll
really
charge is
strong.
anything. You move a Land Raider up, get them out, and you need to make that charge with your Terminators. Like Rear only charge is
Oh yeah,
never bad on Terminators. You deep strike them in that 9-inch charge with a reroll. It's still not guaranteed, but it's much more reliable. So it's
yeah,
probably best in Slanesh if they have advance in charge. But even if they don't, that's
yeah.
oh,
Like
Slanesh had a strat
it's
for advance. I got you. I thought you meant the Slanesh
yeah.
keyword.
Only Slanesh keyword unit can advance in charge. Yeah,
Gotcha. So you get to do that one unit. All right.
you would just double because this guy would just let you double dip on your advance in charge rolls.
Yeah.
Um,
Or you put Slanesh
so
keyword on your captain, put him in a Terminator squad that can advance and charge, and then give this guy to like Corn or something, and they drop in and reroll charges. And now both of them are much more consistent getting in.
oh, I don't know. This guy probably can't be corn though because he has a psychic keyword.
Oh, stupid rules. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
um,
Never mind.
but so his other ability is at the start of your shooting phase, one psyker with this ability can use it. It's called Death Hex. If it does select one enemy unit within 12, invisible to that psyker. So this is like an attack. On a 1, you hurt yourself for D3 mortals, or you hurt your unit. On a 2-up, until the start of your next movement phase, each time an attack targets that enemy unit, improve the AP by 1. Ooh, that's spicy. So Death Hex on a 2, basically on a 2-up, pick a guy within 12, and then that's the whole. It's a start of your shooting phase, and then it lasts the whole round.
Yeah, your whole army basically gets
every,
plus 1 AP against that unit.
and it's every attack, so it's shooting and combat for the whole round.
Yeah,
that's really good. Wow, that's like, yeah. So this guy,
well, not even just the next round. Through your opponent's turn too. It's to your next movement phase. So if you're in combat, you'll get it on their turn too.
Yeah, the whole round. That's the whole round. Yeah.
You over 0 damage is 0 damage. But alright, and then yeah, he joins the Terminators. Oh, here we go. Now we're getting down into some Slanesh stuff. Oh, what happened? Hold on. Nick, can you hear me?
Strong.
Oh, there you go.
So he's good.
Sorry,
yeah.
I can see you, I can't hear you. I don't know if anyone else can hear you. You're not showing up in my Oh wait.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, now I hear you, but we lost. I see you again too. What is Skype doing? No, Nick, we can't. I can't hear you again. Let me try calling you back. Here, I'm gonna try calling him back real quick. Gotta love technology.
Hey.
There we go.
All right.
Much better. All right, so that was the Terminator God. So we're on to Lucius the Eternal. So he's got T4, 5 wounds. You got the Doom Siren Torrent, which is D6 attacks, auto hits, strength 6, neg 1 damage. You got the Duelist Sword and Lash of Torment, which is precision, 8 attacks, strength 5, neg 2 damage. Then he gets Duelist Pride, so his unit gets fight first, which is nice. And then Armor of Shriek, Armor. So that's kind of interesting.
So he only gives one unit fights first.
Just the one he's leading.
And he's not. Yeah, and he's not. His weapon got downgraded a lot. It's not as good as it used to be.
No, it's okay, but it's not.
Yeah, it's kind of sad because this guy used to be really, really strong.
Yeah, he can only join Legionnaires and Noise Marines.
Yeah. Well, it's a little unfortunate, but I mean, fights first is good anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, and then so, this model, if this model's your warlord, Noise Marines become battle line. Oh, so if you take him as your warlord, you can run 6 Noise Marine squads.
6 noise marines. Yeah, we'll see what the noise marines are because I'm hoping that they made noise marines good, but we'll see because they always it seems like they always get the balance wrong on those guys.
Gotcha.
Um, all right, so then the next one is probably a fan favorite. That's the Lord Discordant.
The Disco Lord.
So this is the guy. This is yeah, the Disco Lord. So this is like the guy that's riding on a huge like it's kind of like a scorpion sort of demon engine. Uh, so he's move 10 T9. He is no longer a vehicle, even character.
Oh wow.
So he's not a vehicle or monster. He's a big cavalry character. Interesting. Um, he's got a 2-up save still, 10 wounds, leadership 6, OC 4. So pretty similar to what we've seen.
Yep.
Um, so interestingly he's the same toughness as a rhino. So look at the weapons. He's got Bale Flamer, strength 6 -1 damage 2, D6 or D6 +3 attacks, ignores cover, torrent, pretty good. Um, and then he could also take the autocannon, strength 9 -1 3 damage, 3 attacks at 48 inches. So pretty standard like new autocannon profile. Um, he's got like the little or the mount has a magma cutter. It's like a short range melta, like same thing you see on the Mauler Fiend.
Oh nice.
And then
Oh,
all right, are we back?
yeah, I think so. So I just finished like why you were frozen. I just went over his little side rules. So
Okay,
so yeah, so
cool.
you can
So
basically possibly make a unit not be able to shoot in your opponent's turn, and then he can give reroll uh, wound rolls of 1 against an enemy vehicle. So that's kind of cool. And then a single model doesn't join anybody. And then next up we got the Warp
oh, and he
Smith.
doesn't have any protection, does he? Does that Lord Discord have any protection?
He's got
He can just be blasted off the table.
he's just got a 5-up invul. Yeah, he doesn't have lone operative. He doesn't have can't join units. So yeah, he can just be targeted.
Hmm. Oh, but he can he can be like a demon keyword though, and he could get relics and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, you can do stuff for him, but he can be targeted.
Okay, yeah, unless you make him Nurgle, then you could make him untargetable if he was Nurgle, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. Then they give us the Warp Smith. He's T4, 4 wounds, 2-up save. He's got Flamer Tendril with his pistol torrent, ignores cover, 12-inch range, D6 shots, strength AP 0 1 damage. Melta is pistol Melta 2, 6-inch range, strength 8 4 D3 damage. Plasma exalted weapon, and he's got a Warp Hammer with his devastating wounds, 3 attacks, strength 8 2 2 damage. Then he gets lone operative next to vehicles, and he can heal vehicles and give them +1 to hit. And at the end of your movement phase, select one vehicle within 12 of this model that must take a battle shock test. Alright, so basically, yeah, he does a lot of the same stuff as Marine Tech Marine. He gets lone operative near vehicles, he heals vehicles to give him +1 to hit. And then the cool thing is he can make an enemy vehicle unit near him take a battle shock.
Pretty good. Yeah, so standard tech marine stuff going on.
Yep. But yeah, that's pretty
All right.
nice.
So let's see. Next one is the Exalted Champion. So this guy used to be kind of like a lieutenant.
Yep.
So he's a leader. He attaches to chosen legionnaires. So same sort of thing we've seen.
Yeah.
He's got he's got a combi weapon or bolt pistol, and then he's got exalted weapon. 5 attacks, hits on twos, strength 5 -2, 2 damage. Um, this guy does not have. He's a character, but he doesn't have any invuln or anything. He's just
Huh.
a regular. He's a marine, save 4 wounds. So
The Dark Apostle. He's and he's got his Dark Disciple. Uh, move 6, T4, 3 up save, 6 up on the little guy, 4 wounds, 1 on the little guy, leadership 5, and then 7 on the little guys, both OC 1. Bolt pistol, Accursed Crozius is 5 attacks, strength 6, neg 1, 2 damage, and the close combat, just a generic close combat weapon. It's only strength 3 on probably on the little guys. They have Dark Zealotry. While this unit is leading a unit and contains a Dark Apostle model, each time a model in that unit makes a melee attack, add 1 to the wound roll. So it gives the unit +1 to wound. Once per battle at the start of any
nice.
phase, you can select one friendly Heretic Astartes unit that is battle shocked, and with the 9 of this unit's Dark Apostle model, that unit is no longer battle shocked. That's cool. It's unfortunate that it's the start of any phase, because if you score objectives in your command phase most of the time, so if you fail your battle shock, you wouldn't be able to use this until the movement phase after you've scored objectives. But it would allow you to use strats on the unit, fall back with that unit without desperate breakout, use that unit for doing the some of the secondary, like being eligible to shoot stuff.
Yeah,
Normally
it's
say
fine.
don't be able to,
That's
yeah.
fine.
So it's okay. Like if you could do it at any time, it'd be a little better, but that's still a decent rule. And he's got Aligned Sacrifice. At the start of the fight phase, if this unit contains 1 or more Dark Disciple models, you can select one of those models and one enemy unit with engagement range of this unit, then roll 1d6. On a 2 to 5, that enemy unit suffers 1 mortal wound. On a 6, that enemy unit suffers D3 wounds. The Dark Disciple models and then destroyed. So basically, explode him on an enemy unit. You sacrifice him to do mortals to the enemy.
Oh, that those are the little guys.
Yeah, those are his little guys.
So the little guys explode. Yeah.
Well, basically, he sacrifices them to the dark gods to do mortals to you.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's
Is
kind
that?
of.
I guess that's all that they do.
Well, I mean, they have They have 1 combat attack each. They have 1 wound each, so you can kill them before him. So if you kill the rest of the squad and get hit with a las cannon, you can put it on this guy. So I mean, they do a little bit, but yeah, like that's really the best thing they do.
That's funny.
And he can
That's
join.
funny because they used to be worthless and now they.
Yeah, he joins a cursed cultist, chosen cultist mob, and legionnaires. So
Interesting.
yeah,
+1 to wound on cultists. I don't know.
no,
It's interesting.
yeah. Oh, what are these
Doesn't
guys?
seem he's nowhere near as good as he used to be.
No.
Oh, these are so. Next one is the Dark Commune. So these are another like cultist specific guy.
Mm.
So it's another leader unit. It joins. This one can only join a cursed cultist or cultist mob. Um, this is really weird because I think it's 5. It's 3 different types of models.
Oh wow.
It's got a demagogue, mind witch, Iconarch, and then 2 guys with like great swords called blessed blades. So what this does, it contains a demagogue. It's leading a unit contains a demagogue. Models that you have a 5 up invuln, so it's good. I mean, given that crappy unit of 5 up invuln.
Yeah.
Dark Ritual. Once per battle in the command phase, this unit contains a cult demagogue. So same. That's the captain or the lieutenant. It can use this ability. If it does until the end of the turn, this unit can declare a charge. It can declare a charge and turn in which it advance, and each time a model in this unit makes an attack, add +1 to the hit and +1 to the wound. So, so that makes that, I would say that a cursed cultist unit so it has advance and charge and +1 to hit and +1 to wound. So it's pretty good. It's got the chaos icon. Each time this barrier's unit takes a leadership test for dark packs, you can re-roll that test. So it looks like the demagogue's also leadership 6. So you'll pass it on a 6 up.
That's not bad.
With a reroll. So 6 up with it. six up with the rerolls like better than 4 out of 5, I think. So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Um,
And then
and
we've
then
got
as far as the damage,
sorry.
there's the warp curse is 3 attacks at 18 inches. Strength 4 -1 2 damage, so pretty standard smite type ability. And then the blades on the other guys are 2 attacks, hits on fours, strength 4 -2 1 damage. So it's okay, nothing special.
Yeah.
Generally low strength attacks, but +1 to hit, +1 to wound is okay.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it for those guys.
Yeah. They're all right. And then here's the Legionnaires. So move 6, T4, 3 of save, 2 wounds,
Okay.
LC 2 6. So generic Marine stat line. Balefire Tome is psychic, 18-inch range, 2 attacks, 3 hits, strength 5, -1, 1 damage. Then they have the bolt pistol, which is 12-inch range, 1 attack, 3 hits, strength 4, AP 0, 1 damage. They got the bolt gun. I'll just skip these. These are just, we know what these are. Flamer. Havoc autocannon is heavy,
Yeah.
48-inch range, 2 attacks, strength 1, 3 damage. Melt-a-gun, plasma pistol. Reaper chain cannon is heavy, 8 attacks, strength 5, AP 0, 1 damage. And then they got a heavy melee weapon, which is 3 attacks, strength 8, -2 damage. We've pretty much seen the rest of these. And then they have Veterans of the Long War. Each time a modelless unit targets an enemy unit with a melee attack, reroll a wound roll of 1. If that enemy unit is within range of objective marker, reroll the wound roll itself. So we've seen that on a
Yep.
bunch of units.
That's like a assault intercessors.
Yep. And then the icon looks like it does the same thing on every unit. Just reroll your leadership.
It's good though, because I mean
Yeah.
you're really gonna have to dark pact a lot. So having it rerolled is pretty strong, I think.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, that's definitely.
Um,
Hopefully, it'll limit the amount of times you fail that. You can take 5 to 10. They got all your standard, just regular Chaos Marine, tactical squad type options. Uh, just your generic battle line unit. Nothing over the top here, but they have their uses.
yeah, yeah, like they have a good selection of special weapons and stuff.
Yeah,
And they're not like tac marines where you're forced to take 10 models. You can actually take 5, which is
yeah,
pretty good.
absolutely. Yeah, that was one thing I was happy with my Space Wolf. The
Uh,
Grey Hunters could come in 5-man squads. So, all right, and next we got the
yep.
Cultists.
So
Your damage dealers. They do have the crack shot with strength 9, -2 D3 damage, but it's one shot. At the end of your command
yeah,
phase,
they
is
still
this
have it
unit?
terrible.
Yeah, at the end of your command phase, this unit within range of an objective mark you control. The objective mark range under control. Oh, they get sticky objectives. So that's nice. That's something useful for them.
Oh wow,
So you run out them,
that's really good.
you control the objective, but then they die, but you still hold it. Still force them to have to come over and get on it.
Yeah, that's strong
Yeah.
because this has always been such a cheap unit,
Uh, sorry, someone's
and
asking.
that forces them.
Sorry, someone's asking what Chaos Warlord?
Yeah,
Someone's asking me about the Chaos Warlord. But it takes a minute for chat to catch up to the stream, so we'll see what Warlord he's asking about. But yeah, I mean, that sticky objective's cool. The rest of it, they're just what you expect out of Cultist. Little cheap cannon fodder unit.
yeah. I like this a lot because basically it's dangerous for any army to get close to chaos in general because chaos
Yeah.
is an all combat army, right? So the reason this is so good is like if they shoot and clear off your cultists,
Mm-hmm.
they don't get what they were trying to get. Just by killing your cultists, they don't get the objective. They actually have to come over and get it still.
True.
So it forces this ability forces them to come into you to kill your or to not only kill your screen but to move where they were. So it naturally plays into your game plan where they get close to you and then you kill them.
Gotcha.
So this is actually really strong.
Cool. Yeah, he was asking about the Warlord Titan. I don't know much about the Warlord Titan personally.
But,
Yeah, I've only looked.
so
I haven't looked at any of the new Forge World stuff for 10th edition.
The next one is the accursed cultists. That's like these are like the mutants.
Yeah.
So there's basically the little mutant and the big mutant. This is actually the same. It's the same squad as it used to be, up to 16 models. So you could have up to six. Basically, it's 5 to 10 mutants and then 3 to 6 torments, which are the big ones.
Ah.
The torments used to hit just like Chaos Spawn. And I think they still do. Yeah. So they actually have the same profile as Chaos Spawn. So it's they move six. They all move 6 inches. The profile on the mutant is D6 plus 2 attacks, hits on 4, strength 5 -1 2 damage. So definitely, it's the same damage profile as like a heavy bolter, with D6 plus 2 attacks. So that's pretty good. All the Chaos Spawn that you see in all the Chaos Codexes today also have this profile. So pretty consistent. This unit has a 6-up save, but they have a 6-up feel no pain. The Torments have 3 wound. The Mutants have 1 wound. Leadership 7, OC2. So these are OC2 really. So cultists are OC1, but the Mutants and the Torments are OC2. That's surprising.
No, it's not. They got to sell the new models, Nick.
So that's. And then the ability, they used to have a recursion ability, but now they have the accursed horde. It looks like it's probably the same thing. So at the start of each player's command phase, so this is twice per round, you can return either 1 destroyed torment or up to 3 destroyed mutants to this unit.
I didn't notice. I saw the command phase. Yeah, and that's crazy. That and then these
guys, that's really good. And these guys are every model in the here is OC2. So you would still technically, if you're I'm trying to think. So you would clear the battle shock. So this potentially gets. So
you have the potential to get above half strength.
Yeah. So if the mutants like get killed off, then you can bring back 3 mutants to potentially avoid battle shocks, which is cool.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So I think, let's see. So the math on this is interesting because you're only going to roll battle shock if you go below half strength. So if you take this as a min unit, there's no. Okay, so they removed the restrictions on this, so you can take any number of torments and mutants as long as it's within 5 to 10 and 3 to 6. So there's no more restriction on this anymore. There used to be a restriction.
Yeah, so you could take 5 mutants and 6 torments.
Correct. Yeah, you could take. I don't know if you'd want to take that many models. It's probably better having a small footprint on these guys so they don't get shot. Because these guys just have a terrible defensive profile. So I mean, maybe if you just took 5 mutants and 3 torments, that'd be 8 models.
Yep.
And that way you'd only battle shock after losing 5. So I don't know though, because if you just took the six torments and 5 mutants, then you'd have a lot more hitting power. Like this would be like this seems really strong, because these guys are Chaos Spawn. Like all those models it's a 3 wound Chaos Spawn.
Yeah.
That's OC2. Yeah,
and they're really cool looking.
This seems good.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's definitely some, just with the recursion. There's some. There's going to be some play there, I think.
And I can't remember who else we saw a character earlier that could join them.
Yeah. The Dark Apostle can join them.
Yep, I think you're right. I think it was the Dark Apostle.
And he gives them +1 to wound.
Yeah.
And he can. He makes them not battle shocked, is what he does.
Well, that's useful, because then if you wanted to, you could bring the torment back instead of the guys and worrying about battle shock. All right, so then now we're rolling into the Chaos Terminator squad. Yep. Standard Terminator profile: Combi Bolter, Combi Weapon, Heavy Flamer, Reaper Autocannon. We saw earlier. So none of these weapons are new. They have just spoilers. Each time this unit makes a dark pack until the end of the phase, each time a model this unit makes an attack, you can reroll the hit roll. So if they do the pack, they gain full rerolls to hit.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's really nice. And then 5 to 10.
That works on Abaddon.
Yeah,
works on Abaddon.
You can attack Abaddon to this squad. Yeah, there was a bunch of characters you could attack to this squad. I think Abaddon, if you popped the one thing, he gave full reroll hits to everybody near him anyway. But you could advance them. You advance them up the table with that librarian or whatever we're looking at earlier, with the advance and charge and stuff. Or not the librarian. Whoever Terminator character gave them the advance and charge we were looking at. and so you get in, and then you pop the reroll hit. Like they're getting places and doing stuff.
That stinks that two of his abilities like don't buff them because they already have reroll hits and they already have a four bin bone. So two of Abaddon's auras don't help them.
Yeah,
It's
but
kind of frustrating.
well, luckily it's an aura and not a unit, so he can be with them and they're doing whatever they're doing. But then he can still buff stuff around them.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
And then they take the heavy flame auto cannon. All right, that's really nice. Giving Terminators full rerolls of Rune. When they Dark Pact, just like regular Marines get their Terminators get it when full rerolls against the Oath of the Moment. Oh no, they get +1 to hit against the Oath of
Plus
the
one
Moment
hit.
target.
Yeah. So this is even better.
Yeah. But they don't have the thing that Marine Terminators have, where they can't be modified. Their weapon skill and ballistic skill, so they can still take -1 to hit, -1 to wound, whereas regular Terminators can't. Like these guys are supposed to be more elite and older. I'm
It's true. Yeah.
surprised. I'm
So
surprised they don't have that in
it
there too.
varies.
Yep. But then they
Yeah.
get
No, the no modifiers is definitely better for shooting because there's a lot of shooting modifiers.
yeah, absolutely. Well, there's a bunch of -1 to wound combat modifiers too. Like Terminators ignore that too, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot. We've seen a lot of modifiers. So I think probably the one on the regular Terminators is better.
Yep.
Plus, and they just have better guns. They have better guns and they have thunder hammers. So.
Yep.
Um.
All right, I'll roll into the next one.
All right. So, yeah. Yeah. So next one we got Master of Execution. So this guy does some cool stuff. I saw the. This is different than the World Leaders one though. We didn't do World Leaders yet, right?
No, we're waiting for Lewis.
The World Leaders version of this guy is ridiculous. So I'm judging him by that. This guy basically he's a leader. He joins Chosen Legionnaires. He's a second tier character, so he can double leader. He's got Acts of Dismemberment, Strength 7 -2 damage, 5 attacks, hits on 2s, devastating wounds, and precision.
That's not bad.
So he's kind of a character killer. He's got 2 abilities, no invuln save, so he's like a standard Chaos Marine character.
Yeah.
While this model is leading a unit, each time a model unit makes a melee attack that targets a unit that's below its starting strength, reroll hits, and then if it's below half strength, reroll wounds. So it's like kind of an executioner ability, not super great.
No.
And then each time he destroys an enemy character model, you gain 1 CP. So that's, I mean, he has precision after all, but it's not super likely that this is going to happen. So yeah, it's funny because even though this is the same model, the World Leaders one is like 100 times better. So this guy's not so good at all. But you just playing with your World Leaders, it's fine.
We'll see if the World Leader ones. We'll see if point wise there's a big difference between the two.
Well, you never know.
Yeah, and he can just join Chosen and Legionnaires, but yeah, he is a second tier. Then we got the Possessed. They move 9. That's really nice.
Yeah.
T6, 3 wounds.
T6. They went up. They went up in toughness.
Yeah, well, lots of Terminators. A lot of stuff went up in toughness. They got hideous mutations. They don't look that hideous. 4 attacks, strength 5, -1/2 damage. That's decent profile. Unholy Bloodshed. Each time this unit makes a Dark Pact until the end of the phase, they gain devastating wounds when they do Dark Pacts. That's really nice.
Oof.
So you could give them sustained hits and make them Corn for extra strength or extra attacks or whatever it was, and then give them devastating wounds. I think it was 2 extra attacks for Corn. So
it was their lethal. They would. It's lethal. They would lethal on 5s. They would.
Oh, it was the Demon Prince got 2 extra attacks if you made him Corn. That's what I was remembering. Yeah, it's not these guys.
He got +2 strength. He got +2 strength. Actually,
oh, was it +2 strength? All right, I knew it was +2 something. All right,
yeah.
Never mind. No one has the +2 attacks that I'm thinking of.
And then let's see. This is per phase. So if these guys were Corn, just hypothetically, you could strap them for a 3-up fight on death.
Yep.
And they would benefit from the Dark Pact while they were fighting on death.
Yep.
So they would have devastating wounds, and they would have they would lethal hits.
They only get the Dark Pact when each time they activate. It's not like till the end of the phase, I don't think.
Oh.
It's when you activate, you do the Dark Pact. Each time you shoot or fight.
Yeah, but oh wait. it says each time they're selected to shoot or fight. So yeah, I guess if they were fighting on death, they wouldn't necessarily be selected to shoot or fight.
Yeah, because yeah, it's not the
Uh,
unit. Because it's just like with my Wolfen, I couldn't do certain things with him when I fought to death with the models because the
oh, but
unit wasn't activating. They just got to fight when
well,
they died.
yeah. If they, you could still do it though. Oh no, because they already fought. They already fought.
Yeah,
So, but the dark pact does last until the days though. But yeah, I guess in that situation they wouldn't get all those benefits. Yeah,
no,
that's true.
but
That seems pretty strong. I think
just don't charge something
they're
with
only
fight
AP1 now,
first,
but
and you'll get to do it. Yeah, so that's what I say. So those devastating wounds really matter because AP1 going into something really big, especially like your Marines or something, they pop that armor contempt, you're AP0. So you really need like those devastating wounds to go into
I
something.
lo- I like lethal hits on like critical fives.
Yes.
It seems pretty good. Um,
Well, the only downside
so
with critical
yeah, they could
hits,
they could they could definitely
critical
punch
hits
up.
with devastating wounds is auto wounds, so you'll never get the devastating wounds on those wounds because you don't roll sixes.
Oh, that's
So with
that's
the
right. Yeah,
devastating wounds, you want to take the sustained hits just to try to get more chances to roll sixes.
yeah. So I guess maybe they're not so good as corn after all, but that's all right. That's all right.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're good
Well,
with one of the other ones.
they'd be great as
Oh
Slanesh
yes,
because now
oh
there's
yes,
sustained
Slanesh.
hits
Because
on,
Slanesh,
and they
yeah.
get the advance and charge,
Oh yeah,
moving 9 inches, advance and
and then they
charge,
advance and charge. Yeah,
getting yeah
yeah. So I
extra
guess
hits
I guess
on
there's I guess
fives, and
there's
then
Slanesh
going for
now.
devastating. Yeah, yep, there's Slanesh.
Explodes on. Yeah,
Five and then 5 to 10 models. Uh, yeah, that's solid. You put him in Slanesh. I think that's a
yeah,
really good play right there.
yeah. That's super good
Now here's the chosen. We keep
because
seeing them.
even I think five of these guys makes like 20 attacks.
Yeah, they do.
Oh yeah, chosen.
Yeah, yeah. 20 attacks hitting on
So
threes. That's gonna be what? Like 7 explodes.
um, yeah, six or seven. Yeah,
Well, basically, exploding on
yeah. So you have a
fives when you hit on threes, basically, it's just like exploding on sixes when you hit on twos. It basically should be all your attacks hit, basically. Because you
so
have
you
two misses and
so
two.
on it. Yeah, right. When you roll the
If you roll average, you'll get basically however many attacks you have, that's how many hits you'll get. Oh,
it's pretty good.
yeah,
That's pretty strong.
yeah,
I like the idea of possess throwing out mortal wounds. So
yeah,
um, all right, so the next one is chosen.
yeah.
So these guys, they're like kind of a standard legionnaire, but they just have +1 wound. So this is the same as they were in ninth. Um, it looks like their weapon profiles here are basically the same.
Mm-hmm.
They've got the power fist. It looks like one per five. They can still have the pair of accursed weapons or the regular accursed weapon. Strength 5 -2, 1 damage. 4 attacks per guy, and then they've got bolt gun, combi weapon, or a pistol, and a pistol. Actually, I think they have 3 weapons per guy. Yeah, they have 3 weapons.
Yeah.
So their ability is chosen marauders. These units eligible to shoot and declare a charge in a turn which it advanced and fell back.
That's really
So
nice.
Advance and charge and shoot. Yeah, so they can do everything while they advance or they fall back. So they're always that's really strong.
Mm-hmm.
They're not a super fast unit. They're only moving 6, but that's a really good flexibility.
Oh yeah.
And then they have the, of course, chaos icon, same sort of thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like they have any other rules on here at all. So
Yeah.
these
Yeah, they're
guys
basically
are
standard
really
legionnaires. They get an extra wound, a couple extra attacks, and they can advance or fall back and still do everything.
yeah. I guess we'll have to figure out which character goes well on them.
Yeah.
I think obviously that master possession is going to go on the possessed because we know the possessed are really strong.
Yeah.
These guys seem like they're a little bit more they're a little bit more of a skirmisher.
Yeah.
So maybe something add on to make them a little faster or something like that.
Yeah.
Decent combat unit with power fists.
Yeah. But anytime anything has the shoot with advance or fall back, I just immediately my mind goes to that just makes it so much more reliable to do a lot of those secondaries.
Yeah, Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. I always like the Chosen. They've always
Yeah.
been pretty flexible. I'm kind of sad they don't have that. They used to have they would get a benefit when they killed a unit. So sometimes I would charge them in and kill something, and then I would get like a basically exploding attacks benefit.
Yeah.
So of course these guys can still have lethal hits, which is or the sustain. They can still have sustained hits, which is kind of like the same thing. But it felt good to have like your Chosen go in and then get like a blessing for killing stuff. So it sucks that they got rid of that.
All right, Nick.
Um,
I'm going to let you do the next unit. Okay.
okay, yeah. So yeah, I've been talking about these guys a
I
little
know.
bit. So noise marines. So standard marine profile. Leadership 6, movement 6. Um, so where these guys come in, these are the guys with the noise weapon. So the Blastmaster. So this has two different profiles. The Blastmaster is the heavy weapon. So this is like kind of like equivalent to like a better. It's kind of like a better las cannon. So the single frequency is heavy. Heavy type hits on 4s, range 48, 3 attacks, strength 9 -2, 3 damage. So this is just slightly better than a autocannon, but with 3 attacks. Not super great. The varied frequency is 6 attacks, hits on a 3, strength 6 -1, 1 damage. So not super fantastic. But by chaos standards, it's good. Having strength 9 damage 3 weapon is good. We've got the Doom Siren. It's pretty much the same as before. Torrent range 12, strength 6 -1, 1 damage. And then the standard one is Sonic Blaster. So it's assault, advance, and shoot. Range 24, 3 attacks. Strength 5, AP 0, 1 damage. So these profiles are not as good as what I was expecting.
Yeah.
Combat weapons are just going to be the attack from the Blastmaster because it goes out to range, maximum of 48.
Yeah.
So this is good because I mean, if you have a cheap squad with a Blastmaster, the Blastmaster is kind of like it's like a better autocannon.
Yep.
I think it kind of falls down to points. I mean, of course, forcing something to take Battle Shock is good, but I don't know how much that really fits into the Chaos game. We might need to see more data sheets first. So, for face value, these guys don't seem fantastic, but as a Chaos shooting unit, it's kind of like, what did you expect?
Well, I mean, compared to what they were when they could
So
die and
little
shoot again, like they used to be way overpowered. So anything compared to that's going to look mediocre.
Yeah, it's a little underwhelming.
Yep. And they're Slanesh, so all their bonuses are in the fight phase for the Slanesh keyword.
Right.
Which is interesting because the only Slanesh, real dedicated Slanesh unit in the book is a shooting unit.
Yep. Unfortunately. Well, so those guys are kind of a letdown, but moving on to the next one, we got Venom Crawler. So
there you go.
I hope this guy's good because they've been buffing this guy up a lot. So nice. Okay, this looks good. So he moves 12, T9. So he's up to regular vehicle toughness like a Rhino. 3 up save, 5 up invuln, 9 wounds. So quite a bit of wounds to work with. OC3, he's got so this guy is so there's no Demon Engine keyword, but he's a vehicle and a demon. So I guess Demon Engine is gone, but we've got those 2 keywords to replace it. At the end of any phase, Soul Eater, at the end of any phase of one or more attacks made by this model, destroyed one or more enemy units. Until the end of the battle, attacks characteristic of this model's weapon. That's
okay.
It's everything. So it's any phase, any attacks, and any unit could have been destroyed. And then that +1 to attack, that's all of his weapons. So because he has a gun and tendrils.
Yep.
So basically, if this guy finishes off anything, it's going to buff his gun and his con.
Yep. And yeah, it doesn't say that's once
He's
per
6
battle
attacks,
or anything. It
so
doesn't say once.
Excruciator. Yeah, so if this guy kills stuff, he's going to be going crazy. But his profile is pretty good here. It's only strength 6. It's actually the same on both. So his Excruciator cannon is range 36. Both of these profiles, he's got the claws and tendrils in combat. Both of these things are hits on 3s, strength 6 -1, 2 damage. So this strength 6 is really, so I think he probably went down in strength a little bit, so that because that's really just an infantry killing profile. So I would say, I mean, this is a vehicle this is a vehicle that makes a lot of attacks and it like really goes after infantry. Is like a marine. He's like a marine killer.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm not sure how much I like that.
Yeah.
Obviously, this guy is good with the giving. I'm trying to think. You could reroll ones if he was Chaos Undivided. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
You want to Dark Pact him and give spitting out a lot of attacks.
Yeah. And I guess it
Um,
depends on whether you want him to be shooting
and
or
then
combat. Because if you give him, you give him sixes exploding on fives in combat or shooting, depending on which god you give him.
yeah, if you gave him a god, yeah, I'm not sure. I'd have to. This guy's definitely good. Like
Yeah.
he's got some synergies there.
Yeah, it
Um,
just you got to play around with it a little bit, put it on the table, find out which god undivide which bay works best. But there's definitely options here.
I I think it would be Nurgle because Nurgle would give him exploding fives in shooting. That seems pretty good
Yeah,
because you would. That means when you shoot, I mean, it would still only average since he's BS2. You would still only average 6 hits. Um,
yeah,
but I don't know. Maybe he's got something going for him once his attacks ramp up or something. Because this guy doesn't bracket. So I mean, if they have him around on 1 or 2 wounds, he could potentially throw out a lot of attacks.
yeah.
So
But if you're
he
shooting
seems all right.
if you're shooting most infantry, 6 attacks, 6 hits, strength 6, negative 2 damage.
Yeah, probably good. Probably
Yeah. Then we got the Chaos Bikers. They got a 12-inch move, T5, 3 wounds, leadership 6, OC2. Weapons wise, just all of the standard weapons, nothing worth going over there. They have outmaneuver. At the end of your opponent's turn, if this unit is wholly within 6 of 1 or more battlefield edge and not within engagement range of 1 or more enemy units, you can remove it from the battlefield and place it into strategic reserves. And then icon, once again, just reroll leaderships for Dark Packs. Uh, Alright, if they're cheap enough, just they're a quick unit with good wounds, good toughness, put out a lot of little shots, and can just like characters that could join them though. So they're just
yeah. So this outmaneuver ability, it seems like they're really trying to play that into like scoring. It's I mean it's surprisingly strong. I think I can with the way that some of these secondary objectives are. I think these guys could definitely see some play because Chaos is known for having problems scoring secondaries anyway. So
but yeah, that was nice. Like, cause yeah, since you bring them off at the end of your opponent's turn, they don't have to take battle shock. So yeah, you bring them in, and they're still eligible to do any of the secondaries you want them to do.
yeah,
That's really nice. I like that.
right, yeah. All right, and the next one is Raptors. These are some jump pack guys. So pretty standard combat weapons. I think they just come with a chainsword. Um, yeah, chainsword, bolt pistol, basically exactly what you'd expect. Nothing special. They can still take the flamer, melta gun, plasma gun, same profiles. Um, their abilities are fearsome, fearsome aura. One enemy is within 6 inches. If they take a battle shock or leadership test, subtract one from the result.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
nice.
okay, and then at the start of the fight phase, terrifying assault at the start of the fight phase, each enemy unit with an engagement range of 1 or more units with this ability must take a battle shock test.
Oh, so
Okay,
that's
here we
nice.
go.
That's a good
So
combo.
right, so anything that touches them in any fight phase is forced to take a battle shock
At -1.
test at the start of the fight phase.
Yep.
At least -1 because I think there might be other modifiers that you could add on like from other places.
Yeah, I would say, but at
Um,
base, just by themselves, before anything else, that's nice. Because yeah, you charge into
yeah,
somebody, and they fail that, well, you don't have to worry about fighting there first, because they can't interrupt with that unit, because they can't put a stratagem on it.
yeah, these are good because these guys move really fast. They're gonna jump. They're gonna jump
Yep.
into combat.
And they have deep strike.
I mean, it's possible to give these guys. Yeah, they have deep strike. I mean, it's possible to give these advance and charge. Plus,
Mm-hmm.
this is the perfect setup for something that'll flip objectives, or you might force your opponent to use insane bravery. You
Mm-hmm.
might force your opponent to reroll a battle shock. Pop their once per game stuff. So these guys are. This is really good. Putting the pressure on.
Oh, yeah.
I never played these guys. I know that I usually play Warp Talons, so
Yep.
we'll see how these guys compare to the Warp Talons. But these definitely have. This is classic. This is basically classic chaos. I think.
Yeah. Well, this is right here. This is Night
Uh,
Lords. They're the Night Lords. That's what this is right here.
Night Lords. Yep.
Then
Exactly.
next up, we do have the Warp Talon. So movement
Wait.
12, T4, 2 wounds, OC1. They have Warp Claws, which are twin linked, 4 attacks, Strength 5, negative 1 damage. And then their special rule is Warp Flames. Each time an enemy unit with an engagement range of this unit is selected to fall back, if that enemy unit is not battle shocked, your opponent must take desperate escape tests for each monolith unit before they are moved. If the unit is battle shocked until end of phase, each time a desperate escape test is taken for a monolith unit, subtract 1 from the result. That's nice. So you always make them take desperate escape, and they're neg 1 if they're already battle shocked. And then they throw in a 5-up invul on top of it. That's not horrible.
Oh yeah. So Desperate Escape. So if they were Battle Shock and they fell back, that they would. It's death on a 50-50.
Absolutely.
Because
And if you send
yeah,
them and
yeah.
Warp
So
Talons and
that's pretty
Raptors in
good. So
together, neg 1, force them to take the battle shock. Like,
oh wow, yeah.
I mean, they'd all have to take another one at the start of their command phase, but they'd still be neg 1 if they failed it. They'd
You
have
know,
to.
I like how all these abilities. You know what I really like about this is it in previous editions a lot of these abilities on these jump troops used to only affect infantry.
Yep.
But now these are gonna work against like your guard, your Tau, your Nids, like
Yep.
all these big monsters or big like shooting vehicles and stuff.
Hmm.
They're really not gonna want to fall back,
I just want some Raptors
because
to run.
all these abilities work on big stuff.
I just want a squad of Raptors to run in and scare a knight. Make him fail his battle shock check. He's so scared of the little Raptors.
It is probably a little bit silly that all the
Yeah.
it feels good from a chaos
Yeah.
perspective, you know.
Well, you're always going to have some
Um,
interactions that seem silly because
yeah, those good.
for
That's
them to
pretty good.
completely remove every silly interaction in the game, they'd have to get so minute in. This doesn't work against this specific unit and this code. Like they just have to get way too. The rules would be so unwieldy if they removed any funny little actions.
Yeah, yeah. I don't. I mean, I don't love that the warp towns I guess lost attacks because I used to play squads of 5 and they would roll 26.
Everybody with double claws basically is half the attacks in twin link now, which
Oh
is
yeah, and they only lost 6 attacks total, so they only lost 20% of their attacks
yeah.
really.
And honestly, additions before double
So
lightning claws and stuff like that were always just like reroll wounds and stuff like. So it wasn't until like eighth or ninth
yeah,
edition where all of a sudden you got the double attacks and everybody's like, whoa! Like twin heavy bolters used to be 3 attacks with a reroll, and now all of a sudden they were 6 attacks.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
and now the people that have come in the last edition or two are like, oh, that's the way it is, and everybody else is like, oh, this is the way it used to be.
yeah, yeah. They brought it back.
Yeah.
All right, so then the next one's Havocs. It looks like these guys are pretty standard. So they're basically a T5. This is kind of like your Devastator T5. T5 Marine, OC1, 2 wounds, 3-up save, movement 5. These guys all have all the chaos heavy weapons, and then they have stabilization talons. So each time a model makes an attack with a ranged weapon, you can ignore all modifiers to the hit roll. Okay, this is different, and ignore any or all modifiers to the ballistic skill characteristic.
Yep.
Okay, that's pretty good. That's way better than it was in the last
Yeah.
edition,
So
I
they're
think.
just hitting on threes unless you can make them hit on twos. They're never hitting on worse than threes.
Yeah. So and then all their profiles are threes across the board.
Yep.
Um, and let's see. I don't know if anything can join this squad. I didn't see any.
I
I didn't
didn't
see any
see. I don't
leaders
remember
named.
seeing anything that could. Basically, it's just a 5-man unit. You take a
Yeah, so most
couple.
likely they're just going to be threes. Um, Unfortunately, none of their weapons have heavy, so they're not going to ever hit on twos.
Yep.
But they've got the Havoc autocannon, the heavy bolter, which is exactly the same as a Marine heavy bolter. The last cannon's exactly the same. Missile launcher's the same, and then the chain cannon is the chaos specific one, but it's only range 24. No AP, you're probably not going to take that.
You know what god
So,
my Havocs are going to worship? Nurgle.
Nurgle,
Yep.
yeah, for sure, because that's going to be it's lethal hits.
No,
Yeah.
Nurgle. Oh, was Nurgle the
So like
lethal hits? I
you
thought
take.
Nurgle was the exploding hits.
Oh yeah, Nurgle. Yeah, you're right. It's exploding. Yeah,
Yeah.
Zinch.
Shots. That's what I'm taking. On fives.
Well, I think the Lazcans is the best profile here, probably. Yeah, the last cannons do a lot of damage. So
Yep.
I'd probably run it as 4 last cannons. Yeah, because that and then I don't know. You probably won't roll any sixes, but you never know.
We
Maybe
had.
I guess fives either auto wound or fives explode.
Yep.
Exploding fives on last cans. It's
Yeah, that's
pretty
not
good.
bad. Uh, and then there's just 5-man
All right.
units. And then, next we got Obliterators. Movement 4, T7, 5 wounds, 2 up save. OC2 no
Oh,
Obliterators.
these are really good.
So then they still have 3 gun options. You don't have to randomly roll for their stats like you used to have to do, which was so annoying. So they can do 3 shots, 3 up to hit, strength 12, neg 3, 4 damage. They can do Ruinous Salvo, which is blast,
That's
d6
crazy.
shots, strength 8, neg 2, 2 damage. And then War Pale is sustained hits 1, d6 plus 3, 3 up to hit, strength 5, neg 1, 1 damage. Uh, that's pretty nice.
Wow, strength and then strength.
Yep, and then their combat is 4 attacks, strength 9, neg 2, 2 damage, so they still punch pretty decent in combat. Uh, and then they have Warper Firepower. Once per battle, when this unit makes a Dark Pact, it can use this ability. If it does, until the end of the phase, ranged weapons models this unit are equipped with have the indirect fire ability. Once per battle, you can give this unit indirect.
Hmm. Well, so that it's everything. It's everything that they have. So they don't have a torrent. They don't have a torrent, unfortunately. They're all range 24. But you every time they shoot per model, you would pick which profile you want.
Yep.
And then of course they have you can make them a demon allegiance, and then you can give them dark packs.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't know. I know that Melta profile is crazy because
Yeah.
that means if they're within 12 inches, then it's 6 damage, and you could shoot the Melta indirect.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, that's
so
what you
for
could do.
example,
You
what you could do is the unit size the
1 to 3 used to
the,
be. It's
the unit size is 2 to 4.
2 to 4. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So let's say you take two. These are usually kind of expensive, right? So let's say that you take two of them. You have them in deep strike. They come in. They're within 9, right? You pop the indirect, and then you pop the dark pact for uh let's say explosions.
Mm-hmm.
You would roll 2d3. You would roll 2d3 attacks. You hit on fours, but then it's strength. It would be strength 12, damage 6, and effectively AP 2 because you're firing indirect.
Mm-hmm.
And then your sixes explode. So, but it's just having a flat 6 damage gun that just came in off a deep strike and fired indirect is crazy. Like Chaos,
Yeah.
I don't think Chaos has ever had anything like that. I've never seen something like this in Chaos before.
Well, that's cool, yeah, because you drop out a line and do that, kill something. If they don't have anything over there that can charge you, next turn you pop through the wall and shoot it again, shoot their stuff again before you've ever even taken any damage. Because they're infantry, so they could just like hide behind the
Yeah,
ruin, indirect. If they dropped in a spot where they can't be charged the next turn, pop through the wall on the next turn. So you could potentially get 2 rounds of shooting these guys before they ever even took any damage. And then if something
yeah. These
does
guys.
charge
I
you
mean,
or you charge them, they're not slouches in combat.
yeah, they're good. They're good in combat. These are like this is a heavy infantry that kills vehicles basically.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's really cool how they definitely upgraded these guys a lot. Like they put a lot of power in there.
Yep.
Like, we'll have to see like what combos people come up with because that's definitely like that's a whole new
Yeah.
data sheet really.
And we'll see if they still have the
Uh,
mutilators, which were the close combat obliterators that they released a couple editions ago.
oh no, I think those are gone. Those are gone.
That's what I'm saying. I think they got.
they
That's what I was saying. That profile looked like a mix of both of them. That they got the combat from the one and the shooting from the other. Uh,
yeah yeah they definitely did.
yeah.
The next one is the Chaos Land Raider. This is exactly the same as the Space Marine one.
Yeah.
Um,
They changed the
yeah,
name of some of the
really
weapons,
no
but the
difference.
profiles are the same.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the only real difference is you have the dark pack, so you could have exploding sixes, I guess.
Yeah. I'd still
Um,
rather have both at the moment.
yeah, for a Land Raider, yeah, for sure.
But if you can give the
So
Land Raider, uh, the what was it? Never mind. I keep thinking of the Demon Prince stuff. You can't give this 2+2 move. That's only for the Demon Prince.
Well, if you just made this guy, we don't know what the points costs are for those demon things,
Yeah.
but I'm not sure, but I assume undivided would be cheap. So if you just made this guy undivided, I think he would always reroll ones when you
Yep.
dark pack. So that's pretty good.
Yep. But really, what you have him here for is dropping those Terminators out so they can charge
So
out of
yeah,
it.
that having that reroll is nice.
Yep. And then it has the assault
Yeah,
ramp. So when you move 10, disembark 3, and then can charge, like that's like more than double the movement
yeah,
speed
and you could
of.
potentially advance.
Well, you can't advance and get out.
Uh, well, I think you can if you had advance and charge, right? I'm
No,
not
you
sure.
can't disembark from a vehicle if it advanced, unless it's like the Impulsor has a special rule that lets it do it, but then
Oh,
you
oh
can't
no, I mean,
charge.
I I mean the unit advancing and charging after they get out, not the transport.
No, I think after the transport moves, they just get to disembark. They don't get a normal move. I don't think the transport moves and
Oh,
then you
wait.
move. The Land Raider just
Oh,
does its 10 inches, you deploy 3
yeah.
out. So basically, you went 13 inches instead of the normal 5 a Terminator would move. I don't think you get to get out 3 and then
Oh, okay.
advance. Yeah, they're not giving us like 30-inch charges with Terminators, I don't think. I'm happy with the 25 that's potential out of
Yeah.
this. Because you can go
Yeah. Fair.
basically
Fair
move
enough.
13, and then if you roll a 12, you basically went 25 inches with the Terminator squad on a charge.
Yeah. Fair. Fair.
And then that's him. And then
All
next
right.
they have the Predator Annihilator, 10 wound or T10,
Oh yeah,
11
these
wounds.
guys suck.
Yeah,
The
it's got
predators
the
are
las
not
cannon,
good.
the Predator. That's what I normally think, but I saw someone running the Space Marine versions in a battle report the other night when they were playing some of the 10th stuff. And I was like, why are you bringing this stupid?
Yeah.
They picked up a Redemptor. Like, they actually aren't completely horrible. Because they get twin
Mm.
las cannon, and then you
They
can
could do
get.
that.
Because they can basically have 4 las cannon shots.
I only say they're horrible because I already saw the data sheet for the Gladiator Lancer. That's why.
Yeah, but what if the Gladiator Lancers double their points? Like, if these things are cheap, like just a little bit more expensive than a Rhino or something, then they're worth it.
It could be. It could be. I like the model too. It's kind of like a nice old school model.
Yeah, I got one on my shelf.
Uh, it looks like the rest of this stuff is a little boring. The Vindicator is the same
Yeah, well,
thing.
the Chaos Predator Destructor. I don't know if I've ever seen that. I don't know if there's a Marine version of that. Oh, this is the Predator Destructor. For some reason, the turret on this
Yeah,
looks
it's the same
weird. It's
same
just because they
thing.
put the dragon head and stuff on it. The picture here was throwing me
Yeah,
off. I was like, "What
yeah,
is
they
this
like
weapon?"
chaosed it up.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So those are
Yeah, it's the same thing. And
Vindicator.
then
Yep. Same. I do like the Vindicator start now though. Especially you give him one of the Dark Pack or the
T11.
gods. Buff his shooting. Like D6
Wait, his
plus
gun. Yeah, I
D6
think he's
plus
probably
3 shots
playable.
blast, and then you give it sustained hits. That thing could put out some
That could
shots.
be
Like
good.
I
Yeah.
really like the Vindicator. We'll see what their points are, but I'm thinking definitely my Marine list. I'm gonna try out the Vindicator. Oh, the
I
Defiler.
think I think if this guy was in the Abaddon aura, he would have full rerolls to hit as well.
Yep.
Because the Abaddon aura is all attacks. So
Yep.
yeah, that's a good interaction with the Vindicator. I think.
And then here's
Uh,
something that Marines don't have.
strength 14.
Yeah, the Defiler. Move 8, T10, 14 wounds, OC 5. That's not bad. He's got the
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he's got the Defiler cannon, which is D6 plus 3 shots, strength 10, neg 1, 3 damage at 48 inches with blast. That's not bad. Uh, the rest of his weapons we've seen before. He's got Defiler claws, 5 attacks, strength 16, neg 3, D6 plus 1. And then the Scourge is extra attacks, 3 attacks, strength 12, neg 1, 2 damage. So he shoots good and hits good. Like they used to be so popular. They used to be so cool. I'd like to see them actually usable again. Then he gets Scuttling Walker. Each time this model makes a normal or advanced move, it can move to over friendly monsters and vehicle models if they were not there. This model move over terrain features that are 4 inches or less in height as if they were not there. So with his spider legs, he can actually still move over monster and vehicles. That's a cool little rule. We'll see. I don't know how often
it
that's actually going to come up, but it's nice to have, I
it
guess.
it's still a challenge. It's still a challenge because he's only move 8 because his model is like
Yeah.
5. It's like 5 or 6 inches wide. So
Oh,
only being move 8
absolutely.
on such a big model is tough. It's
Yeah.
tough.
So yeah, if you measure from his front feet, or from his if his front
Yeah,
foot's at the vehicle and you measure from his back, does 8 inches actually even clear it? Probably. I
yeah.
would guess maybe
It's
not.
rough.
Yeah. Uh, oh, then we get
At least he can move through infantry now though. So that's a big. This guy got buffed a lot because they gave him this walker rule and he could just walk through any infantry and mount it in beast now and stuff. So
Yep.
it's a nice buff for him because he's such a large like unpositional model or impossible to position model. Uh,
Oh yeah.
so next one is the Forge Fiend. So
Yep.
this is the shooty demon engine.
Yep.
So he's a vehicle. He's a walker. Movement 8, T10, 12 wounds, 3 up save, 5 up demon save. So similar stuff. The ectoplasm cannon. He can have up to 3 of these. It's blast, range 36, D3 shots, BS 3, strength 10 minus 3 damage. So that's a good profile. Yeah, that's actually it's only strength 10, but that's pretty strong.
Yeah.
And then blast. There's a good interaction here with blast. So if you were to shoot 10 terminators with this, you would add 2 per D3. So if you had this guy like they have in the picture with the triple ectoplasm, you would roll 3d3 plus 6 if you shot it into 10 terminators. So it's pretty good.
Oh yeah.
You also wound terminators on 2.
Yeah, definitely think the Forge Fiend could see some play. Uh, then they're giving us oh, Nick's talking, but we can't hear him. So then we next up we got the Hellbrute, which is move 6 T9, 8 wounds, 2 up save. He's Hellbrute Plasma Cannon with his strength 8 negative 3 damage. Nothing else here seems to be. Oh, Power Scourge might be new. 8 attack, strength 7 negative 1 2 damage. Then he's got Dark Ascension, which is an aura. While friendly heretic destroys units within 6 of this model, each time that unit makes a dark pact until end of the phase, its weapons gain both abilities conferred by that pact instead of only one. That's nice. So units within 6 get lethal hits and sustained hits. And if he has 2 Hellbrute Fists, they get twin linked. They can reroll the wound. That's a nice little ability to give everybody.
Wow, and that's everything. So it's every model,
Everybody within 6.
and it's combat. It's combat as well.
Yeah.
It's shooting and combat.
Absolutely. Which also means it happens to himself.
Wait, crap.
What?
Oh no, this guy doesn't have the invuln. In the other factions they gave this guy invuln, but this one doesn't have the invuln.
Well, you just gotta keep him near. No,
I wonder if that's a typo.
I don't know.
I wonder if that's a typo.
It's possible. I haven't really looked through all the other factions yet, so. But that's a cool ability. He's got decent dreadnought shots. I mean,
yeah, they improved this guy. This is a really strong support ability.
actually, his combat attacks are pretty good too. His fist and hammer both crush stuff.
Yeah, the fist is standard dreadnought stuff, and then he can have the last cannon, the multi melter or whatever. So he's got a lot of good stuff going on. He's hard to deal with.
Oh, now we're rolling into what used to be one of my favorite models back in the day. Back in 6th and 7th edition, this thing was devastating.
Helldrake.
Yeah. So he's aircraft, but he has hover, so 20-inch minimum move, no maximum move. Put him in hover, 20-inch max move. But his Bale Flamer ignores cover, torrent, 12-inch range, D6 plus 3 shots, strength 6 negative 1 2 damage. This is okay profile. He's got the auto cannon, 36-inch range, 6 attacks, 3 up to hit, strength 8 negative 1 2 damage. So both his guns are negative 1 2 damage. And then in combat, he's anti. Excuse me, sorry.
Pussy.
He's anti-fly 2+, devastating wounds. He's got 5 attacks, strength 7 negative 1 2 damage. And then Airborne Predator. Each time this model makes an attack that targets a unit that can fly, add 1 to the hit roll. So he's good at going after fly
units. So he gets +1 to hit and auto wounds flyers stuff with fly on 2s. So he's hitting and wounding on 2s.
hits and wounds on 2s and devastating wounds.
Yeah.
Because the so he's gonna hit him for, I mean, that's basically 10 mortal wounds on a flyer. But I don't think 10 mortal wounds kills a flyer. So how do you do the extra damage? I guess he has
10 mortal wounds doesn't care and kill aircraft, but like Eldar bikes have fly, jump pack troops have fly.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I think there's a lot of flyers that have. There's a lot of things in that range that have like 12 to 16 wounds.
Yeah.
So.
Well, if he shoots it with his flamer autocannon before he comes in and just finishes it off. But even that, just him just running into like.
Yeah, because if you put this guy in, you put him in hover mode and he moves 20, and then he hits them with the flamethrower and then he charges them. I mean, that's a dead flyer, I think.
Well, you know what it kills? It kills a Talon Master.
Oh yeah, he definitely kills a Talon Master.
Well, there's so many things with little units with like fly. Like a lot of times you see fly, you think aircraft, but no, there's lots of stuff with fly. Like he'll go down and kill a wave serpent or.
He doesn't actually kill the Talon Master because if he moves within 9 of the Talon Master will move 6 inches away. Yeah. So he has to roll a 9-inch charge against the Talon Master, which is it's a little risky, I think. So he only kills the Talon Master 47% of the time.
Well, how about this? I just run 2 of them. I move 1 near him, and then when he moves, then I fly the other over after we've already done it.
Yeah, that's fine.
You just put stuff behind him so he can't move away from you, or he's running near other Terminators or something. You fly behind the Talon Master, make him move towards. I fly behind the Talon Master, make him move towards my army.
These are fine, but I like the Dark Talon with the Stasis Bomb more.
Oh yeah, no, these are just. I just love the look of these things, so I want them to be useful, so we actually see them on the table. But no, this isn't like overpowered or broken, but it's nice.
It's cool. I have this model. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, and then here's.
All right. So the next one is Mauler Fiend. So this is like the combat version of the Forge Fiend. So same sort of profile, but he moves 10 inches. This guy got a really good combat profile now. So he's 6 attacks. The Mauler Fiend Fist hits on 3s, strength 14 minus 2, d6 plus 1 damage. So he's no longer d3 plus 3, but from the game.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they're trying to take lethality down.
The Lasher Tendrils, strength 7 minus 1 damage. And then that's pretty much it. Basically he used to be a demon engine, so he's got the 5 up invuln for being a demon. Siege Crawler, so he can reroll advance and charge rolls, and then he can ignore any or all modifiers to its move characteristic, and advance and charge rolls made.
Yeah, so he rolls advance and charge, and you can't slow him down in any way.
He rerolls and ignores modifiers, and he's fast. I mean, 10 is actually fast for a big chunky model like this.
Oh, absolutely.
This is pretty good. There's a lot of ways to put buffs on this guy now, I think. Plus, he can, if he's undivided, he just has the reroll ones built in when he dark packs.
Yeah.
And he's spitting out 12 attacks. Maybe probably do explosions because he wounds pretty easily, so you probably do explosions.
Yeah, or you make him Slanesh, and that was what? That gave him advance and charge? That wasn't infantry only, right? That was any Slanesh?
Yeah, he could advance and charge as Slanesh, yeah. And then he would, if you dark pacted for the explosions under Slanesh, yeah. Yeah, that would be...
I don't hate that.
I think that's how that works, yeah. Oh yeah, because you would use advance and charge, strat, and then you could when he dark packs as Slanesh, he would have fives explode. That seems really strong. Definitely, yeah. So this guy's definitely gotten a lot better. Definitely consistent fighting guy. He hits harder than a Dreadnought too. He has more attacks, more strength, more damage. So definitely a good.
Well, because he has like no shooting. That's what he does. He's the combat guy.
He just fights. Yeah. The next one was the Rhino. This is. Oh, it doesn't. So this is a standard Rhino.
How left out is they're just making so many indexes. They left out as they're just making so many indexes.
Yeah.
I think there was like what 27 indexes or something they're trying to push out for the edition. But
Yep. Yep. So next one is Chaos Spawn. So they changed how these work because this used to be 1 to 5 per unit.
yeah,
Now they made it so Chaos Spawn is just two models per unit only.
that's weird.
So they're definitely cutting down on the chaos on how many Chaos Spawn you could take. However, they improved their save, so they're still T5. They went up 1 movement. They're a 4-up save, still 4 wounds. They gave these guys a 5-up feel no pain, and then their regeneration ability is in each player's command phase. 1 model unit regains up to D3 lost wounds. So you just heal every command phase. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Their combat profile is basically the same. D6 plus 2 attacks per model is equivalent to what it was. It was a little bit better than what it was before. Strength 5 -1 2 damage. So I would say these guys are really good. These seem like they're a little bit hard to deal with the feel no pain. They're 8 wounds. I'm sure they're cheap models still, and they can definitely kill Marines. Probably these guys are probably going to be great on scenario mission play because they're fast, they're cheap, they're expendable.
Yeah, so it sucks
So,
you can't take
pretty-
one
pretty
anymore
cool.
because I know a lot of cast players just run that one to do a little skirmishing stuff.
Yeah, it's okay. It just means that you pay a little bit more of a points tax for like your mission units.
Oh, they give us the Lord of Skulls. 8-inch move, T13, 24 wounds, OC 8. He's got the Demagor cannon, which is
Hey, Lord
blast, 18-inch range, D6 attack, strength 14, neg 4, D6 plus 2 damage. And then the Gorestorm cannon is blast, 24 inches, D6 plus 3 shots, 3 up to hit, strength 10, neg 2, 3 damage. That's the least of the Demolisher cannon, I think. Hades Gatling cannon is sustained hits 1, 48 inches, 12 shots, strength 8, neg 2, 2 damage. Ichor cannon is blast, 48 inches, 2d6, strength 7, neg 2, 2 damage. Skull hurler is 60 inches, 2d6 shots, strength 14, neg 3, 3 damage. So this guy puts out a lot of high strength, good AP, high damage shots. Then in combat, he's got Great Cleaver of Corn. It's a strike and a sweep. It's 5. And he takes up a lot of space, so there could be a lot of units within 6 of him. And then he tiers at 8
Yeah,
wounds.
Imperial Guard hate this guy.
Yep. Yeah, this guy wrecks stuff. I mean, we'll see how many points he is, but that guy ain't no joke.
He's basically a 9.
Absolutely. At 24 wounds, yeah,
He's like around.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's cool. And then
All right. Oh, and he has the corn keyword. That's kind of cool.
yeah,
So he can 3-up fight on death. That's 3-up fight on death is pretty nice.
yep. And then he's got
Um,
attack, strength 8, neg 1, 2 damage. It's a fortification. It has Malevolent Locust, which is a friendly Heretic Astartes model, wholly within 9 is fortification. That's okay. I don't know how many points it is, but
not
it's
so great.
not super impressive.
Yeah, it's kind of a big dumb model.
Yep.
Hey, Vashtor.
Yep.
All right, so I bought this guy recently, so I'm excited that hopefully they made him good.
Right.
This guy used to be like 260 points, so he's let's see, he's a monster character, flying demon. So this guy's a big epic hero. Movement 12, T9, 2-up save, 14 wounds, leadership 6, OC 3. He's got his claw is a torrent ranged weapon, range 12, D6. So it's basically a heavy flamer. He's got 2 melee weapons. Let's see if he's got any better. His hammer's got a strike and a sweep. So 6 attacks, hits on 2s, strength 9, -1, 3 damage. Anti-vehicle 4-up with devastating wounds. So okay, so he actually kills vehicles. That's gonna slap. That's if you factor in the dark packs and everything, that's like he's gonna basically hit 5, and then he's gonna get maybe an explosion, and then half of those go through. So that's like 9. That's basically 9 mortal wounds to a vehicle on average. It's 9 depending on how you roll, maybe 9 to 12.
And can you give
So
him?
that's
It looks like you can give him a god keyword because he's not Chaos Undivided.
I think he's Epic Hero, so you can't. I think you can't do it on Epic
Oh,
Hero.
did it say Epic Hero? Oh, you're right. I think it did say Epic Hero. All right, never mind then. I was about to
I'm
say.
pretty sure. Yeah.
I was coming up with some combos in my head, but never mind.
Yep. Sweep is also anti-vehicle 4-up. No, so that's really good. 14 attacks, strength 7. So I'm not sure why you'd want a strength 7 to kill vehicles, but that's still reasonably good. No AP and damage 1.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, I guess it's just nice having files. So this is okay. But, having anti-vehicle is certainly nice though, because we think that people would play more vehicles. So maybe this guy will finally points. That's really the main thing.
Yeah.
So he's still a 4-up invuln. Well-friendly demon vehicles within 6 inches, so that's demon engine. Add +1 to the strength characteristics of weapons equipped by models in that unit. So it's vehicle unit.
Yes, that's all.
And that's all. It's all weapons. So
Yeah.
it's guns. It's guns as well as combat.
Yeah.
So all the guns on that big.
No.
And the Forge Fiend would go to strength 11.
Yeah. No, you're missing the combo. Him and a bunch of rhinos, you just charge all the rhinos into combat with +1 strength on their armored tracks.
Oh, okay.
That's how you win, Nick.
I'm trying to. I mean, I don't know.
I'm sure.
I don't think this guy does anything for infantry because
No,
mean his other.
he's
At the end of your movement phase, select an enemy vehicle. So this is only against vehicles.
But
I don't know. I don't know if there's any vehicles that you necessarily want to slow down a lot. Maybe he hates Tau, I guess.
Or maybe
I don't know, but Tau doesn't really fight you anyway. I'm not sure.
Or maybe you hate that Land Raider full of Terminators that's trying to go clear your objective and you slow it down.
Yeah, that would be pretty good.
Yep. Or you put this on a flyer that's in hover mode that goes 20 inches. Now it can only go 10. Like.
Yeah.
And they're -1 attack.
Yeah, this guy.
So
I mean,
that actually takes
cool.
shots away from stuff. Imagine you had like a 2-shot las cannon. Now you have a 1-shot las cannon just because you were too close to a Vashator and he just looked at you.
Oh, it's only melee attacks. It's not a. Yeah.
Oh, melee. I didn't see melee
it's
there.
Not ranged.
All right. So there's a couple good combat vehicles we have, but not a lot.
Oh, and I think he buffs up his own. Or no, he's not a vehicle. He doesn't buff himself. Shit.
No.
All right. Well, I don't know. Strength 11 Forge Fiends might be good. We'll find out.
Yeah. Then we got Trader Guardsman Squad. This is new. I don't remember.
There's a new one down here.
I don't remember Chaos having them.
I have these guys. They're a kill team box.
So 6-inch move, T3, one pretty much Guardsman, corrupted pistol, grenade launcher. Looks like they got pretty much just a Guardsman profile and weapons. While a unit is within range of an objective marker, each time a range attack targets this unit, models this unit have the benefit of cover. Alright, so they always have cover on objectives. That's cool. And they're OC too. So if they're cheap, that's a cheap little objective scoring unit that just always has cover. I mean, there's some probably cute little plays you can make with that.
Yeah, this is good because these are basically cheapo cultists.
Yep. Or they might be more expensive than cultists because they probably hit better than cultists.
Well, they're better.
Better save than cultists.
Yeah, they're cultists with better OC and better weapons.
Yeah, so they're probably a little more expensive than cultists. So if you wanted to though run all cultists and the guys and run just like a world that's like just falling and the Marines aren't there, I mean, I don't know how competitive it is, but that could be a cool little themed thing, like for like if you play like narrative games and stuff.
These guys aren't bad because this is a cheap squad. They have good OC, and then they can take 3 special weapons. So like you can have You can have the grenade launcher, the sniper rifle, and the I don't know. I guess the melta gun or the plasma gun.
Yep.
But yeah, that that sniper rifle is the same as the scout sniper, which is good.
Yep.
And then the crack grenade shot is up to strength 9, which is
Yep.
it's actually kind of it's a lot. This is it's a lot of damage for a cheap cultist unit. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, pretty good.
And it's AP2, not neg 2. It's just AP2.
Oh yeah.
So they get
So
plus
so
2
that
to
means
their save.
oh, but it says in the core rules they can only get +1, so it's all right.
Oh.
They just give them the +1.
All right, that's a cool little unit. Oh, and then we got Felgor Beastmen. 6-inch move, T4,
Yeah.
1
Oh
wound.
man.
Those I used to
I
play
hope these are
Beastmen in
good. This is the first time
fantasy.
I've seen this.
These are really cool. I used to play Beastmen in fantasy. It's like that makes me almost want to start a Chaos Army just right there. Unfortunately, I can't because I'm starting a
Oh
Tyranids
man.
because of the Screamer Killer in the Leviathan box. Uh,
Uh.
so
Okay.
they got pistol, bolt pistol, plasma pistol. Corrupted Stave is devastating wound psychic. D3 attack, strength 5, neg 1 damage. Corruptive Stave in combat, devastating wound psychic. 2 attacks, strength 4, neg 1 D3 damage. So it's neg 1 D3 in both, but it's only strength 4 in combat, but it's strength 5 in shooting. That's interesting. And then they can take a great weapon, which is 2 attacks, strength 8, neg 1 2 damage.
Strength 8. Nice.
I have a Scout 6-inch. That's not bad. And then each time this unit declares a charge, if one or more of the targets of that charge are within range of an objective marker, add 2 to the charge roll made for that charge. So plus 2 to charge units on an objective. So between 2 different types of cultists, Traitor Guardsmen and Felgor Beastmen, you could run a little horde chaos army.
Yeah. These are. Wait a minute. So these have scouts. So are these the first ever chaos scout unit? Because chaos are known for having no scouts and no infiltrates. So this is, I believe this is the only unit that scouts. Let me just double check.
I don't remember seeing it. Yeah, I don't think the
Yeah,
bikes.
this is the only. This is the first. This is the first ever chaos scout unit. Huh. Yeah. So
that,
this is something that chaos has never had before.
yeah. So if they're cheap, that's a nice little move screen early, putting stuff away or stuff, or get them in position if you go first to get to objectives and stuff early. I don't
Yeah.
hate this.
Unfortunately, I mean they just seem like they're really easy to kill, but they do. I mean, they have great weapons, and they have psychic attacks, which is
Yeah.
kind of cool.
What's the thing? Them,
I don't know.
cultists, traitor
Maybe they'll be
guardsmen.
good.
They're just little chaff that you could. Like I was watching a lot of games where just the person who has the most trading pieces. There's some of those secondaries. Oh, you have to go get in the middle of the table. Well, you just do that with them, get your point, and let them
Yeah.
die, and you gave up 80 points or whatever you gave up instead of a marine unit or something.
Yeah, and I think if you wanted to, you could mark these two for like Slanesh. So you could do a turn one charge.
Oh yeah, Scout 6, Move
'Cause you're
6.
gonna-
That's 12
you're
inches. Advance,
you're
so
gonna-
you could potentially go 18 inches if you get
So-
a full advance. Yeah.
Right,
then
and then charge with a +2.
Yeah. So yeah, you potentially 30-inch
So
range
yeah.
from your deployment zone turn 1. If
So the
if it
average
worked
would
out.
the average would be like 6 plus 9 plus 9.
Yeah.
So that on average they hit the 24-inch mark for the
Well,
deployment line.
so on average they're short because technically you're just out of 24. So you'd have to get
Oh,
one.
well, I mean-
one. Yeah. But if you
And they
got
don't
to
have they don't have rerolls or anything, but
no, but if you got to scout them into like a building or something, and your opponent went first and moved up, then you could get a more reliable first turn charge if they had to push up at all. So
yeah, they
most
only
of,
get one great.
so
Yeah, they
most
only
of,
get one great weapon, and they only
most
get
of them
one
are swinging
staff,
the
and then
most of them are swinging the chainsword. So yeah, so they don't do that
and the
much
chainsword is
damage.
just not so good.
Yeah, no, they're just a throwaway. Do secondary, try to score objectives. That's kind of cool. I guess someone asking if I went over Death
Yeah,
Guard yet.
so I don't know.
I made a video about it earlier. I haven't got to upload it yet. But yes, the only two we got left are after this is World Eaters and Thousand Suns.
Okay.
Uh, but I will be uploading that once we're done with
Yep.
these two streams. I just didn't get a chance to do it, and my computer won't let me stream and upload at the same time.
So okay, so the Trader Enforcer, this is like this is a leader that adds on to the Trader Guardsman squad. So he's got the excuse me.
Yeah.
He's got the Power Fist and the Ogren weapons. So there's basically the Enforcer is like kind of like a sergeant. Strength. His fist is strength 6 minus 2 damage. Hits on threes. The Ogren weapon is strength 7 minus 1 2 damage, with 5 attacks. Their abilities.
He's like a
really
he looks like a commissar. He's a fallen commissar,
Yeah,
I think.
he's essentially he's a trader. It's a trader commissar and like a I guess he's like an ogre. He's an ogre trader ogren.
Yep.
Really nice looking models. These are from the blooded kill team box. People have been I was lucky to get one right when it came out, but I know people have been buying that box up a lot just because these models look so good.
Yeah.
But the abilities, let's see if their abilities are good. Brutal example. While this model's leading unit contains the Enforcer, that model can be targeted with Insane Bravery for 0. Oh, that's good.
But one bodyguard in the unit model
Yeah, that's
dies.
super good because you
like
have your
yeah, it's like the old commissar rule where he would turn around and just shoot a guy, and they'd auto pass morale. That's what happens. He just turns around, shoots one of the guys, like, no, you do your job.
Yep. So the commissar, it's like that old relic. I forget what that was called. It was really good though.
Yeah.
Because the old one made your whole army. It was called like the 45 or something. I think it made your whole army pass leadership.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's actually really good. Insane Bravery. Yeah, and you can double Insane Bravery as well. It says you can.
Yeah, you can do it on a different unit, and then he can do it to his unit.
Yep. The other one is the Enforcer. Okay, so the Commissar has a 5-up invuln, and then the other ability is, well, it contains the Ogren. Character models in this unit have a 4-up feel no pain. So that's going to be
just himself.
That's only
just the Enforcer, yeah.
Yeah, because the Ogren's
not a character.
The Ogren's not a character. Yep.
Nope.
Okay, so whatever. I mean, he only has 3 wounds, so I don't know how much that matters. So.
And you have to put wounds on other stuff. So
yeah.
If someone tried this only against precision, is that ever going to come up?
These guys hit on 3s though. I think these are decent at fighting. We just need to see how many points they are, because if they make these guys cheap on points, I could see these being really good, because you could have that. You'll have that kind of cheap guardsman squad with the melta-gun and the sniper, and the grenade launcher, and then you add in some like actual good combat into it. And I mean, this is chaos after all, so like you can get these things buffed up like crazy. So yeah, that doesn't seem so bad.
And that's the last unit.
That's it. Yep.
It's in the armory.
All right.
Man, that took 2.5 hours. I did not expect it to take that long. But that's it for the Chaos Marines. So thank you guys for hanging out and watching. Alright, so I ended that recording. So now we can... I haven't heard from Lewis. You heard from Lewis? Oh, there he is. He's in this chat. I had my thing frozen. Or muted. So let's see.
You can... Can you...
Do what?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I think we got to clip down the front part, because there was that we had that double where we double did the first part.
Yeah, well, I stopped that recording and restarted, and we started again. So I got a little couple minute recording of that I'm just going to delete. So yeah, I already took care of that. So
all right, cool.
All right, so we can if you want, go ahead and roll into the Thousand Suns, and if if Lewis wants to join us, he can hop in for this. Or we'll see if he wants to join now. I don't know how long he has. He's one of those giving me crap about doing it all night.
I'm gonna take a break a little bit and get some water.
All right, yeah, let's take a break. I'll.
Yeah, I'll be right back. Yeah.
I'm gonna start recording, so I'll do the intro again, and then we're good to go.
All right, sweet.
Welcome to back to Almost Functional. Me and Nick again, about to jump into the Thousand Suns. Nick knows a lot more about Thousand Suns than I do, so I'll kind of let you take the lead on this one.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Nick here. We had the Thousand Suns. This is June 13th, so we had the Thousand Suns Codex released. Keep in mind, we don't have any points for any of this stuff yet, so we can't talk about the points, unfortunately. But all the other rules we have. So Thousand Suns Army rule, we've got the Cabal of Sorcerers. Basically, how this works is each Psyker unit that has this ability, such as your Sorcerers, your Rubric Marines, your Scarabs, will generate Cabal points for you in your command phase, and then you can use those points for the whole battle round, and then they'll replenish on your next turn. So they replenish every turn, and they go away and they come back. So usually it varies a little bit how many points you might have. You might start off the game and generate maybe 12 or 13 points, and then late game, if a bunch of your stuff's dead, you might only have 6 or 7. So the important thing here is that there's only 5 of these Cabal abilities now. There used to be 9, so they cut it down to 5, and they're all very, very strong. So if we look at some of these are called rituals. So and they all cost a certain amount of Cabal points. Each ritual can be used once per phase, and each ritual will apply from a Thousand Suns Psyker in your army. So, for example, Ahriman, Exalted Sorcerer, Aspiring Sorcerer, etc. So, the first one is Weaver of Fates. It costs 2 Cabal points. Use this ritual at the start of any phase. Once during that phase, when a saving throw is failed for a friendly model within 18 of the Psyker, you can reroll that saving throw. So this is just reroll one saving throw, and you have to preemptively do this at the start of the phase. This is the cheapest one, only costing 2. So this one especially is going to be real good, like on Magnus, like to protect Magnus, rerolling saving throws. And of course, you can also stack this with. This is after you move, after you.
Your own unit, you can make a normal move. It's not eligible to